Okay, sorry about that delay. welcome in to the Out of Order show. My name, as always, is Michael, aka the local boy, aka please let this cough go away sometime soon. So I have been dealing with this cough for like a good month now, month and a half. I don't know. I'm just, or like, no, it's not even like that. It's like 3 months. And I'm going to the doctor tomorrow. And I'm going to demand antibiotics because that's what was working when I first checked in. I was all like, yo, can you please, like, I don't know, like, prescribe me some more antibiotics for this cough, because it seems like it's working. And they're like, no, we have to check, and you have to do this, you have to do that, and I'm like, ugh. So I just hate our medical system. It's like, you prescribed me something that worked, but you only gave me a week's worth, and when I asked for more, you gotta make a whole big deal out of it. So I have to suffer for another 2 weeks. I should have just gone to urgent care. Anyways, watch my camera not work. Okay, it's working. God. Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. So, week 2. What the hell? What's wrong with me? Seriously, what's wrong with me? Why am I here? So week 2 of Magic preview stuff. Obviously, people with the Ambassador program are previewing stuff as well. Command Zone. I didn't see any of the Command Zone stuff. I think later on this week or next week we're gonna get more of what's it called? The Solarian Community College is gonna get theirs. And yeah, everybody's getting their previews. We're super duper close to the release. I'm super duper excited. I'm also like scared because I'm worried about like what I'm going to be like. Will it be enough? Right? Will it be enough? Will my heart be tamed, as it were, and finally be sated by this level of consumerism? Because boy, oh boy, June is going to be very expensive for me. Not only is it the release of the Switch 2, but all this shit is getting released as well. So I am not looking forward to it. It is something that I'm excited for, but at the same time, what's that? Wait. I am going to pay and make you mill 10 cards, fear the power of the water crystal. I didn't know there was a water crystal. There was a water crystal card? Don't spoil anything yet for me. The only thing I saw was that there is a Jacob card that isn't a what's it called? Through the Ages card. So I might make him my commander instead of doing the Torgal Jacob partner deck. I might just, because it's just he is a white red. So it's like, oh, if I get him, I'll just make him my commander rather than just trying to force like the Torgal Jacob partner deck thing going. But I still might. It depends. It really depends. Because in my Mox field, the deck that I'm kind of constructing with the Final Fantasy stuff, I'm making it like a hybrid Final Fantasy deck. So it's going to be just more than one Final Fantasy. It's Final Fantasy 13, 15, and 16. Because 14 already has a deck. So I might make, and the commander is a Warrior of Light one, where it's the Unifier card. But then, I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out, because I want as many legendaries as possible. So I still might make Torgal the partner card, or Jacob, but then I won't be able to put, like, let's see, like black. I'm missing black for like Fang, and then Gladios is like red green, and then Jill is blue, and then like Noctis is white, black, blue. So I want to make a deck that is like completely like those Final Fantasy characters get represented properly, but I can't represent them properly because there's if I make like a commander deck with lightning, there is a lightning that's a red white, another lightning that is just all red, and then there's a lightning lone commander who is a red, white, black. So I don't know. And then like Sarah is green, white. So it's all fucked. It's really hard. These cards are gonna be really, really hard to like sort after. But I have time. I'll have plenty of time. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, let us watch the preview, because I think they're gonna go over some of the preview cards I've already seen on Instagram, because it's kind of hard, because when I'm on social media, it's kind of cards just kind of pop in, right? So yeah, let's do that, shall we? Let us switch over to, and it also sucks too, because they haven't uploaded the video to YouTube yet. So I'm literally gonna have to watch the VOD on their Twitch channel. So we're gonna have to do that. So we're skipping. Oh, wait, and okay. We're skipping. Now we're here. Gavin, the weirdo, he's sick. Mark Rosewater. Oh shit! You can't, guys.
Daniel,
can't
what
hear.
is the Through the Ages bonus sheet?
So the Through the Ages bonus sheet is a collection of iconic art from the series, portrayed in memorable Magic cards
Through the ages.
throughout the ages.
Through
so
the
a wide assortment
ages.
of cards show up on this bonus sheet, 4 from each game to be precise. I believe Zakil words it as there is some characters, some moments. So we're trying to get a wide breadth of those. And unfortunately, Zakil and Dylan
Through
couldn't
the
be here
ages.
today. But I know Dylan talked about like the process of selecting the art for these. Like he's like, oh, we had 5,000 pieces up on the board. We were in some of those meetings and just picking what pieces we wanted to capture here. And then obviously the group of 4 of us were talking about like the card selects as well.
Yeah, hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours poring over all kinds of Final Fantasy artwork to try and figure out what to put in from that perspective, and then also from the game design perspective, which cards to put in, right? Because you wanted to be cards players wanted to own, that you can play them in limited, which is pretty cool, so they can show up there. So to kind of cover how you can get these cards, which I think some of you will be curious about, they show up in both play and collector boosters, so you can find them in both places. They show up in play boosters about 1 in every 3 packs or so. So you'll be seeing plenty of these as you go and draft the set or play in your
That's cool
pieces.
that they are in play boosters.
Play boosters and collector boosters have both foils and non-foils. They show up in collector boosters. There's a dedicated slot in collector boosters actually, and about half the time, 50% of the time, they are foil. So you can get some cool. Shiny ones there. They're
so
not
at least I'll get
legal. They don't change
13
legality
guaranteed
in any way,
or 12
if it's
guaranteed through
modern
the
legal already,
ages.
The card would still be modern legal. But critically, they are playable in limited. So if you are drafting, you can take these, you can put them in your deck. Pretty exciting stuff. It can lead to some very, very unusual decks, which we'll get into some of that a little bit later. But it's kind of a great boon to replayability. I love these bonus sheets in limited. I mean, you've seen them in all kinds of sets: Brothers War, Outlaws of Thunder Junction, even Time Spiral. How many weird sideways decks they can open up.
Yeah, we did a draft the other day, and they definitely showed up there.
Yeah, for sure. And then finally, for all you out there who enjoy crunching the numbers, and I know there are many of you, there are 17 uncommons, 32 rares, and 15 mythic rares on this bonus sheet.
Wow.
So nothing has the common.
Well, so there's common.
We just kind of bumped it up to uncommon. You have the uncommon expansion symbol. But 17 uncommons, 32 rares, 15 mythic rares. That should give you an idea.
Oh, no common. Sorry, I was like
today.
So
So with all
uncommon.
that information out there, let's get right on in and start taking a look at these cards. Now there are 4 cards from every game, and we're going to go game by game here and kind of show
Nice,
off
4
the ones that have
cards.
been shown off so far to you, and then we're going to reveal a bunch more to you. So don't go anywhere. If you don't see new cards right away, there will be some cool new cards to show off. So let's go on right into Final Fantasy 1, the game that kicked it all off. Daniel, tell us about the
kicked
cards
it all
that are here
off.
so far.
Yeah, so we got all 4 for this game already shown. I think one that jumps right out to me is obviously the Azusa Lost but Seeking reprint. Here is Princess Sarah.
Yeah.
She was kidnapped at the beginning, so she was lost, and then you seek her out.
Oh,
as your
she.
first
Oh,
mission
the
to
Lost
fight
Creek.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all kinds of cool stuff here.
The
I
Lost
really
but
love the
Seeking.
Dragon of Mount Gulg. It's kind of cool because, in many ways, Final Fantasy
Ancient
1 has some
Copper
homages
Dragon.
to D&D in there, right? And so to get a card from the Dungeons & Dragons set
Ancient
here
Copper
as the
Dragon.
Dragon of Mount Gulg from Final Fantasy 1 is so cool. There's also that Warrior of Light, right? The hero
Yes.
of the game
Goes
as
save the
Jodo the
princess, yeah.
Unifier.
Powerful stuff here right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nyx Bloom Ancient. I love that piece. I mean, and of course, a mono artwork on Magic cards.
Of course.
It was really cool
I love
to
the
go
mono.
through
The
and
mono
pull out a bunch
artwork
of
is
those
probably the
classic
best
cards.
artwork.
Let's move right along to Final Fantasy II. We've only seen 3 of these cards so far, so there's one still out there waiting to be seen. Daniel, tell me about what we got here on screen.
Yeah, so things with the bonus sheet lets us print magic
Excuse
IP
me.
properties into Final Fantasy, and like SRAM Senior Edificer with
Oh
so
my
many
God,
printed
yeah.
in the main set.
They
and
made
main
Yoggoth.
Final Fantasy 7 deck. You're going to want SRAM on the battlefield for all those equipment triggers, and now you get a Final Fantasy version of that with Furion Swordmaster.
Yeah, and I love, once again, like you said, it kind of plays with the main set Therion, right? If you're playing a red-white equipment deck, boom, you can you can put them both in there and nice together.
Jesus.
And as mentioned before, these are playable
Emperor,
limited,
the
so
Hell
there are some
Tyrant.
quite strong cards on this bonus sheet.
Protects against
Yawgmoth,
humans.
Is one of the better ones to open up. That card is quite strong, and there's even a lot of humans in the set too. So plenty of
I
stuff.
love
to
this
protect you
Minwu
from.
too, though.
Yeah, the Minwu is nice, and kind of cool to get Minwu in there, right? I mean, there are some characters that are duplicated, right? We have Firion in the main set, as you say, and Firion on the bonus sheet. I'm not going to say if Minwu has a main set version or not. I'm not going to give that away right here.
Okay.
But I will say there are some characters on the bonus sheet that only appear on the bonus sheet, and it's really cool that we have another avenue to get them out there.
Probably the Hell Tyrant, the Emperor.
Let's move right along to Final Fantasy III. We've only seen one card from this
Zank.
so far.
I mean, just
What do we have
3
here?
more.
Or like Final Fantasy 3. There will be 3 more, we promise. But this is obviously Venser Shaper Savant as Master Zunde.
Yeah, and Venser, of course, a classic card. Saw plenty of play
Bonus sheet.
across all kinds of formats. Cubes, see some Commander play. Just a really nice, versatile card. And I especially love, I got to say, I mean, when we were picking the reprints for this set, we picked a lot of different cards. A widespread mix.
He does
but
have Flash.
where
I just remember
possible,
he
and it
does
wasn't
have
always
Flash.
possible to do this, but where possible with this frame treatment, we wanted to try and pick cards that did not have tons and tons of words on them.
Mm-hmm.
There are
Yeah.
some exceptions. I mean, we saw Joda earlier. For example.
Joda,
Pretty full.
exactly.
But small numbers of words really lets that art shine, and just having the handful of words there, mostly the art take over the box is great here. Do you want to talk about the design of these frames at all, Daniel?
Yeah, so they're minimalist. We have like the JP10, which have the little trim of border, but these are completely frameless. that lets
Frameless.
like you were saying, the art speak with the less words on these, especially with like no reminder text as well. And you're also going to see a range of styles here. Like we're in the classics right now, but we're going to get to some more modern takes later on in the series.
Well, let's go right along here to Final Fantasy IV. Keep on moving. We've got
Golbez.
Golbez, Cecil, and Baron rivalry as Deadly Dispute. What do we got here, Daniel?
So I know some folks over at EDH Rec are going to love some of these cards, like Sir
Yeah.
Conrad the Grim as Golbez, and even Timna the Weaver as Cecil. I know Joey Schultz, for example, has decks with both of those. And then Deadly Dispute is just a staple card in Commander.
Yeah, I mean, Cecil has this kind of like internal battle. as a
Sacrifice an
character in Final
artifact
Fantasy
creature,
IV
draw
between
2 cards,
kind
and
of
create
his
a
Dark
creature.
Knight form and his Paladin form. Of course, you've all seen the main set card by now, which is a black Dark Knight that transforms into a Paladin White Knight. So a white-black card really seemed like a great fit for what was going on with Cecil. I love this Deadly Dispute art right here. This
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
absolutely.
Oh, he's a
gorgeous.
partner.
It's an amazing piece here that takes
Cecil
out
is a
the
part.
whole-
That's a lifelink
the
beginning
whole
of your
card.
opponent.
Really get to see the characters in all their glory with Kane right there too.
Yeah, but only
right
partner
there,
works
so-
if you have 2 partner
Man,
cards.
yeah, these are awesome. And if you've never played Final Fantasy IV, it is a great one. It is a classic of the pixel era. I know if Dylan was here today,
Yes.
he'll be telling you about how it is his favorite game. Epic story, lots of cool characters there, and awesome. We have to have some of this great artwork on the sheet.
The sheet.
Let's go right along to Final Fantasy V here. We've got Battle at the Big Bridge, Bart's Clouser, and Dawn Warriors
Ooh,
Legacy.
Battle of Big Bridge. I didn't
Daniel,
see
take us
this.
through it.
Fatal Push.
Yeah, Battle at the Big Bridge. This is Fatal Push, a classic removal spell.
Destroy
Powerful,
target
lot of
creature if it
fun
has
that's
mana
there.
value 2 or less.
And Mizzix
Destroy that
Mastery is
creature
Dawn
if it
Warriors
had a
Legacy.
mana of
that will
4 or
end
less.
games. You will cast
Instead,
every
if
spell
the
from
permanent
your
you
graveyard.
control
Look at this.
left
And look at
the
that
battlefield
art
this
change there
turn.
as well.
Okay.
Bart's, especially if you can play red-white in limited, this card is a house. There's all kinds of big stuff you can cheat on the battlefield. There's plenty of non-humans rolling around, so there's some really cool stuff you can go ahead. Imagine cheating, sort of, say, Clive on the battlefield with this, right? Getting your 6 drop
Or
down
any of your
early.
Saga creatures.
Yeah, well, you got to put a human from among them on the battlefield.
Oh,
without them
right. Your
attacking.
Saga creatures attack.
But you attack with your Saga creature, and then you get to cheat in your Clive, or who knows what
Your
else
Clive.
hidden at the top end. That Fatal Push is really nice. It is funny, there is a Magic card called Battle at the Bridge.
Sure.
And we're like, well, we could do this as Battle at the Bridge, but I think players would much rather own a copy of the card Fatal Push.
Yeah.
So
And
we ended up going there, and you can push him right off the bridge.
We got Gilgamesh there too. That's an epic battle where you first meet him.
Yeah, Bart's and Gilgamesh fighting that off right there. All right, on to a big one. Final
Oh,
Fantasy VI. I know
Kefka's
this is
Towers,
many people out
Bolus's
there will say this is one of my
Citadel.
favorite Final Fantasy games. Someone made a whole commander deck
Right.
based on it. We've got
I can't believe Terra is fucking Urza,
and
though.
Search for the Frozen Esper. Daniel, talk
Hold on,
about
I gotta
here.
pause this. So Terra, they made Terra Urza. And I don't know if I really agree with that. I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know. I don't know about that one, Chief. That to me seems a little bit unless it's like mind controlled Terra. And the fact that she's all blue, let's see. When Terra enters, create a 0/0 colorless construct token with get +1/1 for each artifact you control. Tap and untap artifact you control, gain 1 blue. 5, shuffle your library, then exile the top card until the end of turn. You may play that card without paying its mana cost. See, like that's busted, but like I don't know if it really fits Terra. I don't know. I maybe I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, for sure. We'll see. We'll see what we can come up with. But let's see. Kefka's Tower, Bolus's Citadel, legendary artifact. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may play land and cast spells from the top of your library. If you cast spells this way, pay equal life to its mana value rather than its mana cost. Sacrifice 10 non-land permanents. Each opponent loses 10 life. Damn, goddamn. And then search for the Frozen Esper. That's so cool that they did like the 8-bit or the yeah, like the 16-bit, just the pixel artwork there. That's so fucking awesome. I love it. Destroy artifact or enchantment. Its controller gains 4 life. Wow, that's such a kind of
Kefka's
busted
Tower
card.
right there in the center. This is a powerful commander card, and it slots right into all your Kefka decks because they are all Black Identity and the
Kefka
mana
decks.
cost.
Exactly.
And this is his tower when he takes over at the World
I
of
gotta
Ruin,
figure out
so
like
at
how I'm
his
gonna make a
peak.
Kefka
So I
deck
think this is
too.
gonna slot
Holy
into a lot of
moly!
those decks.
Thinking about
And I
that,
know we
they're
wanted
gonna have to have an
get
Emperor
Terra in
Gestalt,
her,
but we'll probably have to do
in her vehicle
summons.
mode there with that. And I know
I don't
we
know.
have it
Even
on
if,
Simulacrum in
the problem is
commander decks, but
if
I'm
I
glad
even
we got
get
that
a
one here as
Kefka
well.
card.
I know when we saw this concept
I
art
thought they were gonna start
for
doing
Kefka's
serialized
Tower
cards,
here,
but there's only
you
one
wrote down
serialized
Bolas
card, and that's the
Citadel?
Chocobo.
Bolas Citadel.
Yes.
And it never changed. It was just so perfect, right? It is the huge tower from the villain. It makes total sense. Now, talking about what we're seeing all the way on the right here, Daniel, because we haven't really seen a lot of this yet.
Yeah.
This is actually a grab from the game, right?
Yeah, the grab.
So we're going to see some of those moving forward, but like this is the height of the pixel era before we move
pixel
into the polygons, and this is just like the classic moment at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, so cool. And as a reminder, I see a couple people in chat asking about this. If you're joining us just now, these cards are legal wherever they are already legal. They don't change standard legality. You'll note they have.
How do we get those cards? Do they
FCA
show up
through the
in
Age of
boosters
Bone
and
G
collectors?
expansion,
So
they're
they
legal in
said
modern, they're
they
legal
okay.
in
So
modern and
they said, Metroid John, that they do appear in play booster, but they are a guaranteed slot in the collector booster. So let's say I bought a collector booster box, I am guaranteed to have 12 through the ages cards because that is a reserve slot for the collector boosters. But in the play boosters, I forget the odds he said. I think they're like 1 in 4, I think. I don't know. But he said, I mean, I could go back. The problem is like going back would be kind of, let me see. He kind of
I
explained
particularly
it.
love the dragon amount.
Definitely showed up there.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see.
And then finally, for all you out there who enjoy crunching the numbers, and
Yeah,
I know there
crunching
are
numbers
many
right
of you, there are 17 uncommons, 32 rares, and 15 mythic rares on this bonus sheet. So nothing has the common rarity. If it would be a common, we just kind of bumped it up to uncommon. You have the uncommon expansion symbol.
The uncommon.
But 17 uncommons, 32 rares, 15 mythic rares. That should give you an idea of what we're dealing with today. So with all that information out there, let's get right on in. Even
Let's
Time
see.
Spiral. How many weird... They're not standard legal. They don't change legality. They show up in both play and collector boosters, so you can find them in both places.
Yes.
They show up in play boosters about 1 in every 3 packs or so.
Okay, so
you'll
1 in
be
every
seeing
3
plenty of these
packs.
as you go and draft the set or play in your pre-releases. You can get non-foils in play boosters, and collector boosters have both foils and non-foils. They show up in collector boosters. There's a dedicated slot in collector boosters, actually.
Yeah.
And about half the time, 50% of the time, they are foil. So
Yeah.
there's
So there we
plenty
go.
of non-humans. These cards are legal wherever they are already legal.
So, so yeah, he said, yeah. So 1 in 3 packs, you'll get it through the ages. But the collector booster is like the guarantee, a guarantee slot. So I'm guaranteed to get at least 12, and then 3 out of my gift bundle. And then I'm going to MagicCon, so I'm getting 3. I'm getting 3 in for my collector or from the MagicCon event. So I'm getting a total of what? 6 plus 12 is 18, and then yeah, like you said, 30 in a box. So 13 or 16 plus 10 or 9, so let's say 10. That's 23. Is the pre-sale worth it? Like, what do you mean, Delta? Like going to the pre-release event or the pre-sale, like buying up the like collector boosters and stuff like that? Curious. Because let me tell you something. The event. So the MagicCon event, so for 3, but a friend of the show, who's actually going to go with me to the event, Lazy Dargan, he actually kind of said it best, right? So MagicCon, let's see, MagicCon, Las Vegas. Me,
They don't change standard legality. You'll note they have the
Nope.
FCA.
Okay, let's see. So MagicCon, buy badge. Are they sold out? No, they're not sold. So premium weekend, 173.50. So it's 170 plus $3.50 for a service fee. Right? So, but if you go to TCG player, wait, because I don't think they're available. I don't think they're available for price on. Actually, looks like they might be. Let me take a look. Magic the Gathering store. Pre-order now. Holy moly! Oh no! Oh no! 77. They're worth $77 per one pack. For one pack. For one pack, it's 76 on Amazon at least. Let's take a look at. Let's see, TCG player. Oh no. Oh no, guys. Oh no. I bet you it's gonna be bad. Okay, for one, where's the one? Oh no. It's $69.95, bro. Oh no. Okay, so what I was getting at for a box, exactly. So what I was getting at is if you look at it's Premium Sunday. So Premium Weekend, you get 2 traditional. Let me see if you guys. I don't even know if you guys can see this. Let me scroll in. So 2 traditional Advanced Pilgrim promo cards, but then you get 3 collector boosters, right? So that's 69 times 3. That's 2. Those 3 collector boosters pay for the pass itself. Obviously, of course, there's like expenses like hotel and gas and like just living expenses and stuff. But just those 3 packs alone pay for your fucking premium weekend in Vegas. Are you kidding me? Versus the general, what was it? Where was the general weekend? Yeah, weekend is $113. $113, and all you get is just the I guess you get access to. Oh, I get the same access. What I wanted to buy the VIP because it gives you it gives you the Lost Tavern, and then it gives you the exclusive stuff. Oh well, we'll see. Maybe I might be able to buy at the site. But man, how much is a box? A collect $708, bro. I'm paying. What am I paying? Because I literally got them the day they went on pre-release on pre-order. What am I paying? I'm paying for a collector booster box. I paid $455. That is just hard retail. So for an additional $300, I could buy another collector booster box. Holy fuck. Holy fucking A, man. These people, man. We're crazy, bro. We're absolutely we're cooked, man. We are cooked AF. I cannot believe how cooked we are. Holy moly, man. Wait, is that just the collector boosters or like fake collectors with 2 cards in it? No, that is the collector boosters per pack has for $69. Like, yeah, man, it's insane. And this is what and I'm not gonna. In fact, I'm gonna have the opposite of buyer's remorse. I feel like I'm going to actually lose. Like, I'm actually going to go insane because singles are going to be crazy times more expensive, right? Because every treatment, every card has just the je ne sais quoi to it. Every favorite Final Fantasy character you like is going to cost $20 or more. Even if the card sucks, it's going to cost $20 or more. Guarantee. So this set, the current reigning set, the set that has sold the most cards of all time has been Lord of the Rings. I bet you this set is going to double it. It's going, and we're not going to see reprints for months. For months, the aftermarket resale market is going to explode. It's going to be the hottest item in the whole summer. This is the hot ticket item of the summer, man. Screw your Sabrina what's her face tickets. Is it Sabrina Carpenter? Is that her name? Like, she's on tour, right? Like, you gotta like Sabrina Carpenter tickets or like whatever your favorite like event. It's gonna be, this is the hot, like, and this is not just like for Magic people. This is going to be until Lorwyn, dude. Probably, I don't know, man. I mean, Lorwyn has some real staying power because that was the set that I got into Magic, like real time. Like, I played Magic with my friends and understood what I was playing because I'd played Magic like way back in the day, but I didn't really understand what I was doing, or I didn't really own the cards. It was my cousin's cards. But like, I don't know, man. Especially with the fucking Omen paths. And the way that Lorwyn ended with the whole Shadowmoor and Lorwyn combining, so it's no longer like a phase world, it's a combined world. And we don't even know like the Phyrexian invasion, like how it affected Lorwyn in that way. Like, yeah, man, I feel like that one is going to be like a staple, cool, let's return to magic, like magic's magic. But until then, yeah, you're right. This is the hottest. Like, Spider-Man is just on the horizon, and I feel in like the ether, the space, magic in space. But nobody's gonna fucking care about those two sets. Nobody. Maybe Airbender. There might be some weirdos out there that truly love Airbender who are just rock hard when it comes to Airbender IP, and they love that shit, and I know there's people out there that loves that shit, but it's not for me. But I feel like every week or every 2 weeks when I get paid, I'm literally gonna buy a collector booster. Like, it's like a pack of cigarettes. I feel like I'm gonna buy a collector booster pack every week until I get like, I don't, until the collectiveness of all my friends that are into the set, like, we have every card and we have 3 of every card, that we could just kind of be like, oh, like, here you go. Like, we could just trade amongst each other. Like, yeah, man, I just don't see, I think the set is going to be the, like, biggest. This is the biggest thing to happen to Magic since fucking Lord of the Rings. I forgot they're talking about Avatar. I hope FOMO doesn't hit me. I mean, like I said, that I'm completely, dude. I have 4 collector's boosters. Oh my god, no, Josh, no. I just saw it. You please tell me you didn't pay 700 for them, please, bro. Please, dude, do not tell me you bought another like for 700. Like we could wait. We could wait until like local. Well, we could buy them at retail. It's pre-order MSRP. Okay, like we could. That's what I'm planning on doing. I'm coming in with like whatever money. I'm going to the Game Haven, and like I'm just like I'm buying that box, and hit me with the MSRP again. Is there going to be one of one again? So no, their only serialized card that they have is the Golden Chocobo, and there's only 77 of them for Final Fantasy VII and Lucky 7. Yeah, same with places. Yeah, I all I know is that I'm gonna buy a box locally. I have my collector booster box. You have your God knows how much money you've been spending on your boxes with MSRP. And then we're just gonna have like a 12-hour stream just unboxing all of it and like looking at it and just like drooling over it and just being like and just going crazy, just fucking just gooning over these cards over and over again, just being like, oh my god, this is like such a cathartic release of our fucking childhood. Oh my god. Okay, I'm done. All right. Maybe because we're on the Splat Final Fantasy 6 page, it's got me like this, but let's continue.
For the Through the Ages bonus sheet expansion. So if they were legal in Modern, they're still legal in Modern and not Standard. You can always play them in Limited though, which is pretty cool. So, and of course your Commander decks can
too
be
much,
full
man.
Of many of these cards.
You're crazy.
They still, like every other card in the set, have the game in the bottom left-hand corner there. You see FFVI, indicating this is Final Fantasy VI.
Oh, man.
Speaking of 6, let's move right along to the next one in order, a big one, Final Fantasy VII, featuring some art.
So that was
Nomura, Tetsuya Nomura, which is these
fucking Nomura. So I might make that Cloud Strife my commander. What's your connections? Oh my god. Yeah, man. There's too many connections, bro. Too many connections. Actually, since you're here, I might as well never mind. But yeah, I don't know. It's like creating warriors and then giving them life lead, trample, and haste until in a turn. God, so many good fucking cards. Oh.
These are some classic, iconic pieces of Final Fantasy artwork. Daniel, who do we have here?
Yeah, right away.
I know you decided to come over.
Kefka's Tower previously.
But there's somebody in Twitch chat. It's like, where's your connect?
And who doesn't? Like, look at that art there. I think this turned out so perfect. Very strong ninja commander there. And then Cloud Strife is an Agila. It just makes sense.
A blue Edgar?
5 mana lets you play all of your party members there.
They posted a blue Edgar?
Yeah, Yuffie, right away, we were like,
I didn't see that.
The first one we had down was like,
I'm going to have to look at the list.
Yeah, I remember we were in a meeting room and we're like, we have all this cool concept artwork. Can we do something cool with this? And we talked about,
Skyfall. Well, Skyfall is spoiling everything, right?
As the designer,
as it's coming through.
You can now battle with that Cloud Strife. I see a bunch of people in chat asking about the drop rates of these, so I'll kind of just reiterate what I said up top because I know some folks maybe joined us a little bit late. You can find these in both play and
just all from Amazon.
They show up about one every 3 packs in play boosters, and there's a dedicated slot in every collector booster for them. And half the time
when they're announced,
foil in collector boosters. They show up in non-foil in play boosters and foil or non-foil in collector boosters.
Yeah.
So, and they're legal once again wherever the cards are already legal. All right, Seven Lovers. There's a couple cards there for you, and that means there's 2 more left to go. Like we said,
Two
one for
more.
every game. But let's go on to a game that I spent a lot of time playing when I was a kid, especially a lot of time playing Triple Triad. But that's not here nor there. Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah, I played a lot of this game the first 2 or 3 hours because I didn't have a memory card, so I just kept replaying the opening scene, cutscene, and the dance scene.
Human
at
Knight,
the school.
Squall,
But here we have Squall,
Orleans.
Promise Fulfilled, featuring
That's a
Squall
deep
and
cut for
Rinoa,
you
and then obviously
Kingdom
the
Hearts
school itself
fans.
as Command Beacon. I think Promise Fulfilled is really cool. Is light up the stage.
The Balam Garden for Command Beacon. That's very fitting.
Screen grabs and moments.
This fucking
that we were
3D
about earlier,
art
and
though,
these are
man.
so gorgeous.
What a waste.
Yeah, and Squall being able to interact with equipment
Yes.
makes a lot of sense. He loves carrying his big weapon around, the
gun
Lionheart.
blade.
So and many other
The
things.
gun blade.
So and then you get this nice promise fulfilled of Rinoa and Squall together. It's really nice. Balam Garden, a great pickup for all you Commander fans out there too. A nice
I know
reprint
some
there.
people are excited for that one.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to my favorite, Final Fantasy IX, of which we only have one
Dude.
card so far.
But Gavin, there's 3 more.
But it is a heater. This was
Yeah, but, like,
we were trying
really-
to figure out what to do for these, and this was actually my
Zidane.
idea. Ooh, a monkey.
Fucking
I have an idea
Zidane.
of who this could be. Or Zidane is not a monkey, but so he's got a tail. It's kind of like a monkey's tail. I had an idea of what we could do here. Tell me about this card, Daniel.
Yeah, this is one of those, I think you pitched it early, as you mentioned, and we went back and forth on it, but it eventually did stay as Ragavan there. This is a powerful card in all formats. I know it's wreaking some havoc in Modern at times, but this is, just a very strong monkey pirate.
Another card that is quite strong
Monkey.
and limited on turn 1.
Monkey,
Although, of course,
monkey.
in limited, your opponent will actually have stuff to block it early. So it's not
that's
as strong
some
as maybe it
crazy
is in
artwork,
Modern.
though.
Still a nice pickup, a card you'll want to grab, and that really iconic character piece of Zidane there. Okay, let's move on to, I know your favorite game, Daniel, Final Fantasy X. I will say no more. I will just pass it right over to you.
Shout out to the Ristic study, bros. Shout out to the Ristic studies. Oh my god. Oh my god. Such a just such a fucking cool everything. This is probably my he has partner. I didn't know that they had partner. Easy $300 card. I don't think it's gonna be 300 because let me tell you, I paid for my Ristic Studies, the anime card. I paid. I don't even want to say how much I paid for it because I'm so ashamed and embarrassed because I had to get the anime version and because I'm very on theme with my decks. They're very anime, very animu. Oh boy, how much did I pay? Looking at my account, let's go to account order history. And it was actually the last thing I purchased too. No, I want to do in the last all time. Oh wait, what? Did I put Cyclonic? Oh my god, I bought Cyclonic Rift. I remember buying I thought I put that on hold. Did I ever? I get it right. There's a Ristic study. Yeah, I guess I bought the Cyclonic. I don't even realize. Oh my god, I gotta check and see. I don't even. I was like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna be able to finally get that Cyclonic Rift in my ninjutsu deck, but apparently I bought it. I didn't. Let me see. Where is it? Oh, yeah. Wow, I just pulled it out of my ass. I didn't even realize. Yeah, I didn't even realize that I had the Cyclonic Rift. Oh, I was still thinking I couldn't afford it, and I guess I bought it. Thinking I was like, I guess I'm gonna have, and it's the Return to Ravnica anime version because my anime deck is full of anime. Where is it? But oh yeah, I should probably say how much I paid for it. I paid No way. Did I really pay that much for that? No fucking way. Really? Oh, now I feel embarrassed. Dude, did I really pay that much for that card? Dude, I don't even want to say out loud how much I paid for it. No way. Am I that stupid? Am I that stupid, chat? Has this game really got its hooks in me? I guess. I paid 179 bucks for heuristic studies that I don't even play half the time because it never comes out. Where is it? Now I'm like, did I lose it? I'd be sad if I lost it. Oh, there it is. Oh, I fucking hate my life. I hate my life. Oh no. I'll buy it if you don't need it. Oh man. No. I still want it. I still want it. Although if when I go to Magic Fest and go to the command zone, I think I can't play. I think my deck would be like at tier 4 because I think I have too many like game changers in there or something. I don't know. I have to double check and see. I have to because I have the I actually have to take one card out, unfortunately, because I didn't know to this day I didn't know that it wasn't legal until I put it on I put it in Moxfield, and Moxfield said nope, that doesn't count. And I was like, how does this not count? And it's like, because it has green in it. And I'm like, but that's not the ability. Oh, rainbows. So it's a tough one. Actually, let me see. I can actually check to see because I have Moxfield open on my desktop. Oh my god. What is my Ninja anime deck? What tier is it? Bracket. Bracket, ich spreche de Deutsch. Oh, it's bracket 3. It's only a bracket 3 because I have three game changers and 4 tutors. Gotcha. Okay, let's go back to.
I do love Final Fantasy X. It was the first commander deck. I was like, hey, this is one I want. We have 3 cards so far from this. My favorite here being the Lucas Stadium card. I had a lot of people online when we talked about the Final Fantasy announcement say, hey, can we get Strixhaven Stadium as Blitzball Stadium? I was like, just chuckling to myself, like, we're already doing that. Because I pitched this here because I designed this card originally in Strixhaven as well. So this is my baby then, and I got it in again here.
You
and
got
it
it
so
in.
well within the
the
counters.
counters.
You get this
Yeah.
card, you can slot it right in. It uses counters. Titus can literally get in, score a goal, get a counter, and proliferate again. So you're getting double the counters.
Yeah,
it
that's
just works so well.
pretty hot.
And then all
Not
those
gonna
cards
lie.
are just classic shots from the game. You know, you got the cover there in the middle with Titus, Zanuck, and Faith, and then Stay With Me being that exciting moment in the middle of the game where Yuna has to make her decision when she has some realizations about the pilgrimage.
Yeah,
I'm happy that I
everyone's gonna
pre-ordered
be,
5
happy
boxes
about
early
paying
for
one or being
400
asked to pay
euros
one.
each.
Don't
That's
worry
on
about
the
that. Yeah.
battlefield. Yeah.
What's your
and one
decision? Do you
each
pay
of
one?
Final Fantasy products.
The
So
Blitzball
so
Stadium,
my
or Strixhaven Stadium here,
kill
I
counts,
want
if we're
all
doing
that
kill
special.
counts
Once
right
again,
now,
all
is
these
I have
cards
one
are
play
legal
booster
and
box,
limited
one
as they're
collector
drafted.
booster box,
And there's a few very fun ones that
the
you can do some
Commander
very strange
collector
stuff with,
booster
or build
set,
very unique decks with.
and
I
the
lost
gift bundle.
this card in
That's
limited in one of
it.
our internal drafts.
And I
lost
think
to Strixhaven
after
Stadium
that,
going off, which was quite impressive.
I might-
frankly.
I'm gonna
So,
see what the single
it
markets
can
is gonna be
happen,
like.
And it's a fun little.
Otherwise, it's
fun
just
little card.
going to be.
Draft
I feel
sometimes,
like
mana
every
rock it up,
card,
and then,
every
I won
card
with
will
it
be a
once
joy.
in Strixhaven Limited. I can't wait to do
Unless
it.
I open up
Yeah,
13
and there's
collector
another card we get to a
boosters,
little later, which
and
to
it's
me is
just a bunch of
the
13.
real-
It's
the real
Final
exciting
Fantasy
one
9,
here. I think
8,
it might actually be on
like
the
Final
next slide
Fantasy
here. Let's go on to
11,
Final Fantasy
12,
11.
8. and 9
Yes,
junk.
there it is. Vana'diel Adventures. Laboratory Maniac was the one that I put in early, and I was like, we have to keep this. It is so fun and limited. There's all kinds of self-mill you can do. The black-green archetype is a bit of a graveyard archetype, so you're milling yourself a bunch. And you can
Namor
splash
did
the
art
win
for
with
Final
this.
Fantasy
The
11?
blue-green archetype goes really long. It's like
Crazy.
a ramp archetype with towns. So
Didn't,
the Vana'diel Adventures
Nintendo,
Laboratory Maniacs,
Shuntono.
this card is a blast. You are going to go long. You can totally win with this card. I've seen it so many times. And I love that it gives you
The
these kind
Phyrexian
of
Predator.
rounds in limited, especially, it's an uncommon, so it does show up
Gix,
a
the
decent
Shadow
amount.
Lord.
We've got some other stuff on the screen
Of
here
course.
too. Shantoto's Coercion and the Shadow Lord.
We had to get Shantoto here. She's such a popular character
Shantoto.
in Final Fantasy 11. We've shown her uncommon for the main set. Well, here she is again as Diabolic Intent here in the middle.
Diabolical
Yeah,
Intent.
absolutely. And the Shadow Lord has Gix too.
That's nothing to snuff at.
Makes a lot of sense for Gix right here. Just don't sacrifice your Lalafell, please, to Diabolic Intent.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
that would just be rude. Final Fantasy
Well,
11, of
Balloon
course,
Boy,
is the MMORPG, so the Vana'diel Adventures kind of takes the place
Cheers
to
to
play
you, but
of the
that's
heroes
still
of the story, right?
easily
You see, for
like
a lot of
$7
these, you
grand
have
or
big
six,
heroes for
5
the
or
game.
6.
Vana'diel Adventures,
grand.
They're kind of your hero in this case.
How
because you
crazy
the
are
hero
we,
in Final
chat?
Fantasy 11.
How crazy are
So let's
we?
moving on from 11. Let's move right on
Oh,
to
man.
12. Imperial City of Arcades, Vayne, and the Strahl.
Yeah, so Wall of Omens, returning classic. This actually showed up in our draft. which is really
Buggler's
sweet.
Copter.
You got a few other classics here. Smuggler's Copter was, a hidden standard at the time, and I think it's still got a spot in Modern and Commander. And then Finn the Fangbear.
I got 2 boxes of the 4 Commander. Are they collectors or
Yeah, I have kind of two
or the
good stories
standards?
about these cards. The first one is from the art perspective. Is the Imperial City of Arcades is a really incredible art piece, and in particular,
Buys
it's got a
cards.
great story behind it.
What? So you
Stephanie
live like in
Sun
like
talked
what,
about,
Montana
on
or
the,
North Dakota
news
or
stream. If you
South
didn't catch
Dakota?
it, Final Fantasy was looking to get a bunch of new artists.
I wouldn't
for
get the
Final Fantasy
collector
12,
ones, no
and
way.
she
Why
put
not?
this,
It's gonna have all the art.
piece
It's
in
gonna have the collector
magazines
art
to advertise,
and the
"Hey,
foil.
Come work at Square. And a lot of artists
Texas.
came in from seeing that piece.
Like
and are
East
still
Texas
there
or West
today.
Texas?
I think that
Pro-
is such a
West
cool
Texas is
moment
probably
with
the
this,
place
with this art piece. And
where
really
nobody
just
buys
a
cars, because when
fantastic
you go more
inspirational
eastern,
unit.
like
You're
towards
it's on
San
Squire, man. I
Antonio,
want to go be a part of this. On a
Corpus
very different
Christi,
perspective, on the gameplay.
South.
Vayne, as
Like
Finn the Fangbearer,
Angelo?
has one of my favorite moments in all of our internal drafts. Our play
I don't
designer
have
Arya drafted a
$1,400, I
Finn
know.
Yawgmoth deck.
It's not
full of
$1,400,
death
it's
touch creatures,
$600.
and it was awesome.
It's
It was one of the most
$600 for the
versatile
collector
limited,
boosters boxes.
and just was trying to poison
If you
people
got
out, which was
MSRP.
an absolute blast. And maybe you too can poison.
You're
poison
literally
folks
next
out
to
with this.
SpaceX.
Of course, the Strahl just
Yeah.
goes with Balthier.
And
and
it-
Fran.
oh,
A very strong card.
Canadian.
One of the stronger
Oh.
cards to open because it's colorless. It'll always make your deck,
Yep.
and it is very
Canada.
powerful. Okay, well, let's move on to Final Fantasy 13 right here.
Yeah.
Thrum of the Vestige,
The-
Lightning Horn Commando, and Orphan. Go ahead, Daniel.
Well, you can't have lightning in Final Fantasy 13 without Lightning Bolt. Here as Thrum of the
Stupid.
Vestige. And then Lightning herself being Ishin. Two
Ishin.
Heavens as One is a popular commander from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, so I'm super excited to see that. And this full art treatment just does it so much glory and justice.
Namora.
That Orphan too.
That Namora
I
art,
know
man.
When we showed this off the other day, I saw some comments about how this is one of the most gorgeous cards people have seen.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the art, and I was just placed there with that background. It's like once again so Final Fantasy to me. It's like both a little mechanical and a little magical, and both like you look at it and you're like, what is that exactly? A really great piece of artwork there, and you can now play a cool version of Muldrotha in your command zone.
Muldrotha.
But yeah, Ishin, Two Heavens to One,
The
Lightning
Grave
Bolt,
Top.
of course. Got to get another version of Lightning Bolt in there
Yes.
for all those Lightning Bolt collectors.
Of course.
Dealing 3 damage for 1 mana. All right, well, let's go on to the critically acclaimed MMORPG, Final Fantasy 14 right here, with Brainstormers
Endwalker and Shadowbringers. I can't believe they added those cards.
As Shadowbringers. Tell me about these, Daniel.
Yeah, so Final Fantasy 14 is one of those games.
those
I
covers
dived
were
deep
so
into
good.
When I first started the project, put 200 hours in, played through, Dancer, Black Mage, etc. For those curious out there. But these cards all fit into that Esper theme of the Commander deck, actually. So if you buy that deck, you can put any of these, slot them right in. Emmett Sulk, obviously, being mono black, plays with all the other Emmett Sulks in the set as well. Being Crick, son of Yawgmoth, will
Rix.
help you play all those spells for cheaper, which will trigger all of your non-creature spell matters deck. So it just kind of all ties together. And then you're not going to ever be upset when you have Dovin's Veto as a counterspell in your hand or Brainstorm as card draw. So these are all just, yeah.
Brainstorm is another one that is, it's a powerful magic card with shuffle effects, and so you draft it, and you're like, ooh, okay, how can I make this work this time, right? Like, is there a way to shuffle my library, do a little bit of land searching?
Fucking Endwalker,
so,
dude.
It's a nice one to have, and of course,
Still,
for you Eternal Final
Shadowbringers
Fantasy,
is probably
Legacy
peak,
deck
but
or,
Endwalker
or
has
otherwise,
the ending has a very
there's
special place in my
gorgeous
heart.
piece there to be able to put on.
Yeah, and we were able to get some meta references within the game itself in the Commander deck, but here we also get the expansions like Shadowbringers and Endwalker callouts as well.
Okay, well, let's move right along from 14 to 15. We've just got one card here.
Only
Arden
one.
as Varagon,
Arden.
Blood Sky Sire.
Yeah, only
Demon
one card,
Rogue.
but it's a powerful one. If you attack with this guy, pay
Y'all
2,
play
you get
14.
to
I play
search for any
14.
card in your
I'm
deck
a
and go
little
find that
disappointed
card.
by it right now, though.
Find your card.
I
I'm
think Arden might have
current.
also had
I just beat the main scenario quest 7.0. I've heard that it gets better after 7.2, but now that Yoshi P is no longer a chief executive officer of Square Enix and they're done with 16, I am hoping that because right now Final Fantasy 14 they had the A team at Creative Business, or the Final Fantasy 14 team, the A team had to move on to make Final Fantasy 16. And then the B team apparently were working on something else. So I'm kind of hoping they were working on the next expansion after Dawn Trail, and the C team was the one to launch and kind of support Dawn Trail as it were, as a like a it's a summer vacation expansion. It's kind of like a throwaway expansion. There are some stakes in it, but they're not great. It's not a fantastic story. It's really a letdown compared to the overall what's it called? The overall like story, the Highland Zodiac saga that we just went through with all the 6 expansions. I love llama. The llamas. Oh god, the llamas. You only get to see the llamas twice though, and then I'm so mad because, and chat, listen here. You don't. They added, they have like this Central American kind of vibe, kind of Aztecian culture, right? And they have tacos in the game. But you don't make fucking pastor with llama meat, okay? Wolamock. Oh god. I'm talking about tacos here, okay? But they fucking add tacos, but it's fucking llama meat. Pastor. El Pastor. It's in the goddamn name. Got llama meat. Wolamock. God, she's awful. She's awful. And like, she's awful for the not dumb reason. Like, the people who hate her for the dumb Gamergate fucking entitled reasons why people hate her is dumb. The reason why I hate her is that she doesn't just go away. I'm the main character. I should be the main focus. I'm what matters. I'm what's happening. I'm blowing up. Right? I'm the fucking hero of light. I fucking saved the world multiple times. And this Wolamock fucking tiger thing just keeps on mucking about. It's straight up annoying Naruto. Like, before Shippuden, where actually Naruto gets fucking interesting. Like, I'm gonna become Hokage. Like, that annoying Naruto. And like, when there's this final moment, there's this moment where he literally gets pushed out of like the final boss room, and it's just you and the crazy AI princess, and the AI princess is like, you are the number one threat. You are actually the like problem here. And I'm like, yes, thank you for acknowledging that I'm here and I'm not just babysitting. Acknowledging and babysitting the shitty NPC that has no value whatsoever. But what happens? What happens? She literally tears through reality, through the plot armor, and interrupts my fight with her, and like takes the spotlight yet again. And I'm like, get this bitch out of here. Get this fucking bitch out of here. Get this Wallamot. Get this fucking tiger bitch out of here. I do not want to see her again. Please make her never come back. I am done. I am sick and tired of her fucking face. The whole the drama about they hired a trans voice actor to that's just people. You're that's like peanut brain. I'm 5 brain. I'm galaxy brain. She literally ruins the story 9/10 of the time. Like, she is the problem, and like the whole family and the adoption thing is so stupid, and it's all shit. It's all shit. I hate it. I hate this expansion. You just reminded me why I hated Final Fantasy 14 this expansion. Thank you very much. Oh, and they're gonna start demolishing houses within the next few months. So I have to keep my subscription going. Thanks a lot.
This one. I saw a comment about this one, which is, well, it's a deadly creature that walks around and boasts a lot.
Yeah.
Yep, that looks like Arden to me. So a nice fit for the character here on the bonus.
You're
sheet.
welcome.
And notably a demon, which
I'd almost ban you right now. I'd almost ban you, but
Arden,
I don't
they have
necessarily
some
do that.
Synergy together. So
all right.
call that out. And then the newest, the latest in Final Fantasy's line here of the mainline games.
Ooh, this is kind of cool.
Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, so
okay.
excited to get these in. I love.
So I haven't seen the other two, but I did see Cupola, Hugo. So Hugo's a human ally, partner. Drama Llama, more like it, exactly. Whenever Hugo Cupola enters or attacks, target creature you control gains double strike and life link into turn. Nice. Damn, bruh. Oh, shit. My bad. Thank you. Oh my god, he's a zombie. They made the Odin Primarch a zombie. A zombie, and say, oh my god, they're all partners too. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Wait a minute. Okay, so hold on. So this Clive Rossfield is black red, which I thought was the most appropriate color for Clive to begin with. But I can add Torgal and it be a black red white deck. Huh. I still won't be able to get Jill though, because Jill is blue. How many partners can you have? You can only have one partner, right? Damn. Maybe there's a Jill. Oh my god, I hope there's a Jill partner card that's blue. That'd be so good. If there's a Jill partner card that's blue green or blue white, that'd be so amazing. That'd be so fucking awesome. But that means there's only one card. Yeah, technically two, because both is equal partner as commander. Exactly. So maybe the fourth card will be Jill, crossing fingers. Or maybe it's Sid. No, they've already announced all the Sids. So it wouldn't be the Garuda one, she's what's her name? Starts with a B. God, I forgot the cast. So sad that I forgot the cast of Final Fantasy 16. Final Fantasy 16 characters. Oh, Benedicta. Yeah. Benedicta. I wonder what. And then Dion. Oh my God. You got a Dion. Okay. So obviously these are all partnered. So I'm assuming that the last card is partnered. I'm assuming that the fourth, because they said there's 4 cards in every set. So I'm assuming that the fourth card is going to be a partnered. And especially because the alt art for Torgal and Joshua are also partner cards, we got to assume that the fourth card is another partner card. And it's either going to be Benedicta, Jill, Dion. It wouldn't be Baron because he's a normie. Gav would be so hilarious. If we got a Gav, Gav was so cool. I miss Gav. Gav was actually like the coolest normie. And for some reason, I thought that Gav was going to be, when he lost his eye, I thought he was going to betray me. I thought he was going to be like, oh, like, thanks to you, I lost my eye and I sacrificed everything for you. And you got Sid spoilers, by the way. I'm getting into major spoilers here. If you haven't played Final Fantasy 16, it's actually a pretty amazing game. The unfortunate thing about it is that it has this thing where like they'll be in play boosters? Oh yeah, because throughout time. They are in throughout time. You're right. They are going to be throughout time. My only problem with the game is that it's like what's happening right now in like the main space where it's like Final Fantasy has to iterate, and they're like, oh my God, we made like a action RPG Devil May Cry game. But then you have like Exposition 33 and Baldur's Gate, and although I'm gonna this is a hot take. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is bad. It's a bad game. Great story, great characters, great dialogues, but the combat system, it's D&D. It fucking sucks. Let's just face it. It fucking sucks, guys. Anyways, but like Metaphor ReFantazio, Expedition 33, these classic turn-based games that Square says that they're trying to move away from because people don't want to play turn-based JRPGs anymore, are finding these huge successes, right? And so clearly it's Square that doesn't understand what the hell they're trying to do, and they don't feel like they want to waste all this money making a turn-based RPG, which is fine. But I also think that's like, if they put a Final Fantasy name on it, it has to be iterative. It has to be this fantastical, like, innovative, new, it has to be like a new game engine. Like, they started doing that like right after Final Fantasy 12, is that they were like, oh, we're going to make all these new systems, right? We're going to make, the Crystal Nova system for Final Fantasy 13. It's like all these incredible cutscenes and all this incredible art, but it also has this really unique, Paragon system where like you change your battle types and parties based on like certain like modes, and like then they're like, oh. Then with 15, they expanded on the Crystal Nova system, but then they changed it to the Luminous system, where it was like we're integrating this like real-time RPG, but we're still gonna make it kind of sort of turn-based, but we're gonna still have like classic elements. And I think like the Exposition 33 guys, right? It's a double A JRPG. It's just a really refined turn-based RPG with great voice acting and a good story. I think if you took and Square is already doing amazing turn-based RPGs right now. They're just not Final Fantasies. You have Live a Live. You have the remake of what's it called? Shit, I can't remember the 2D 3D JRPG. What's it called? It's all still sprite based. I can't remember. Oh God, why can't I remember? I watched a whole series on it. One of my favorite streamers, they were playing it. Turn-based JRPG Square Enix. Octopath Traveler. They're doing a remake of that, but they're also doing what is the other? Oh no, they're doing the remake of Bravely Default and Bravely Default 2. And then Triangle Strategy I heard was all right, and then Octopath. Octopath is what I was talking about. Is they have this like budget JRPG system and this amazing 2D 3D engine that they've implemented with the Pixel Remake system or Pixel Remake games. And yeah, Octopath and Bravely Default. I think Bravely Default is 3D. It's not pixel art. It's the chibi 3D artwork. But they're doing a remake of that. But anyways, point is that they could make, like, I think what they should do is they should make a GOAT game, but not Final Fantasy, and make it like Chrono Trigger. And I think that would really bring back a lot of people to the JRPG turn-based system with this new engine, and then they can be like, okay, if we make another Final Fantasy, we can then use this game engine, or maybe we go back to basics for like Final Fantasy 17, where it's turn-based, but it's like really enriched story, really in-depth like leveling system, and it doesn't have to like reinvent the wheel. It's just a good story with good mechanics and good gameplay. I think that would be awesome, to be fair. When I saw I could turn on the semi-turn based on Final 15, I had that shit all the time. Yeah, I agree. There's a part of me that wants to go back to play Final Fantasy 15 because I never got to play the episodes. I never got to play the three homies, the brothers, their episodes, and then the bad guy, his episode. But it just sucks because the last episode that was supposed to be DLC, it got cut. And you were supposed to play as Lunafreya. And like, I think her story and her journey would have been cool because she's the only one in the world that has cure magic. It's like she doesn't need the amnesia, the city of amnesia to power her magic. She's just blessed by the light. So I don't know. We'll see.
Love that all of them have their summon in the background as well. Just super epic art on all of these.
Odin.
They all have partners, so you can pair them together as well in Commander. But here we have Hugo, Barnabas, and Clive together.
Barnabas.
There might be a fourth one coming up later. Who knows?
And the fourth one may also have partner, right? So that is, there's a number of partners in this set. Partners can be tricky cards to reprint, and so this was actually a pretty good place to do it. And many of them are great on their own, right? Like Clive Rosfeld and Vi's Vile Smasher the Fierce is a plenty powerful card in limited. You know, it's a very popular commander card, and it's a great way to get the partners out there. You know, you can partner some of these characters.
Use a
together,
random, use opponent random.
Just like as you do in some cases in the story.
Or a planeswalker.
All right, well, those are all the ones that we've shown off so far. But we, of course, have a bunch of brand new preview cards from this bonus sheet for you today to show off. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through them one card at a time, talk about them a little bit. It'll be the first time you are seeing these on the bonus sheet. Maybe fill in some of those gaps from the missing cards in games that we saw earlier.
So I guess I don't need Joshua now because he's just a red.
Right now.
Wild Rose Rebellion. Counterspell.
3 words. The art gets to shine. A mono.
Nice.
Final Fantasy 2.
Man, just what else is there to say?
Counterspell,
right,
brother.
This is one of those examples of
counter
text just really does let the art shine through on this.
Yeah, this is
I love me
with this.
a
Your opponent's
hard
2 blue mana
counter.
untapped and limited.
Buck-
they are not safe.
Buck a bargain.
And I
Buck
just
a
love this
target
card
only
it's
non-creature-
called.
no.
There's one coming up in a little bit.
Target
that is, I
counter
think,
spells.
Maybe my
All-
favorite card.
everything
my personal favorite card.
in my
on the bonus sheet.
my ninjutsu
Because of just
deck.
How simple and
Hard
elegant it is.
counters,
You'll
no
see it in a moment,
compromises.
but, this is another one
No
of my
compromises,
favorites.
hard
Take their
counters.
spell, just gets rid of their spell.
Fuck you.
It's been around since the
I
beginning
take
of
away
Magic.
your shit.
What's not to
Fuck
love
you.
about this, you know? And Final Fantasy 2.
I'm not gonna trade treasures
Right?
with
I think it's
you.
so cool
I'm
we
not
got
gonna
to
give
get
you
all
a
the games in
dove.
on
I'm not
this,
gonna give you a
but every game
monkey.
gets representation.
Right, and this is one of those, we saw some
No.
concept art at the beginning, and this
Fuck
is
you,
obviously
no.
concept art as well. But it's like it takes up the entirety of the card. It's
Anytime
not
I play a
just
counter, I'm
on
gonna
the
say, "Fuck
background.
you,
This
no."
is a full capsulated scene.
Oh, absolutely wonderful.
Wait till
Well,
you
let's
see the
keep
black
on
one of
moving
these. What do you
here.
mean the
Let's
black
move on
one?
from
There's a
the
black counter
Wildwood
spell?
Rebellion to the Crystal of Alter Cave from
Alter
Final Fantasy
Cave.
III.
I love a good chromatic lantern that just fixes my mana
It's a
base,
chromatic
especially when
lantern?
I've
No
got Spirit
way.
Nonsense and whatnot, just
Oh
having
my
50
God,
mana
really?
more that's just fix it
I
before it,
mean,
and having an
I
iconic
guess.
crystal represent that just feels so perfect.
Yeah, and of course the crystals are a huge part of Final Fantasy,
Yes.
right?
Right, they inspired the set symbol, main set symbol, because they were just all in all the game. You made a cycle of mythic crystals, mythic, rare,
Rare crystals,
rare crystals, yeah.
And if you've got the Crystal of Alter Cave, well, all your lands will tap for the mana you need to cast all those
Exactly.
crystals, right? So
Crystal
Yeah.
deck, let's go.
put all 5 in there.
A
It's
crystal
really
deck-
nice
yeah,
staple
these
for
are
commanders.
staples,
I love
exactly.
the card. You know,
Of
we know what's great
course.
about this card. I no longer think about how to tap my lands. I just throw my hand and just like,
Yeah.
well, whatever, these ones, they'll cast my spell. Just don't ruin my Chromatic Lantern. I'll be sad.
And this is from Final Fantasy III, so if Dylan was here, he'd talk about how crystals were really introduced starting then and their impact across the series.
Yeah, and a key part of that storyline, right? Especially with the dark crystal showing up and the heroes trying to go out and find those crystals. Well, let's move on to another card from Final Fantasy III, to the Crystal Tower. Speaking of crystals,
Okay, this one has quite a bit of text, but I think
Cryptic
you're going to be excited
Command.
about choosing any two of those. This is a powerful card in Cryptic Command. And I think this art is one of my favorite on the bonus sheets. It's such a dramatic perspective. of
You
the
say you don't want
warriors
me to
and
ruin
witch, so-
cards, so yeah.
yeah, Cryptic Command, an oldie but a goodie. I've always loved casting this spell. Tons of options
Choose
here.
two. Wow.
Tapping all your opponent's creatures, countering their spell, drawing a card. There kind of is no good out when your opponent has a Cryptic Command waiting in their hand.
That's
And,
pretty
I
hot.
love that art piece. With the
I might
4
put that in
adventures
my
right there for 4
ninjutsu
modes,
deck.
too.
Also from Final Fantasy III, representing the Crystal Tower.
Oh,
there.
they do talk. They talk about Lorwyn? No way.
Yeah, yeah. Now, of course, there is the textless Cryptic Command previously. This one has a little more text, so your opponent can actually know what it
Frameless.
does. Yeah, frameless.
That's weird. Why would they talk about
All right,
Lorwyn
let's
in
move
a
on
Final
to
Fantasy
our
preview?
next card here.
Oh, that's what it's from.
Final
Okay.
Fantasy VI, Kefka.
He's a
as
god.
Perforos.
Yeah, a mono Kefka is so
A mono
iconic, so I think
Kefka.
the art was a no-brainer here, and it's certainly on a strong card here with Perforos out of the forge. Just
So that
pinging
means all
everyone.
4
Certainly
cards have been
wild,
revealed
started some
for Final
chaos.
Fantasy
This one
VI
does have quite a
then.
bit of text, but I think it's worthy.
As
of
long as your
this.
devotion is red is
Yeah,
less than
legendary
5,
enchantment,
is a
dash,
creature.
god,
Whenever
6/5 here.
another
Deals a ton
creature you
of damage
control
to your
enters Kefka
opponents,
deals 2 damage to
and,
each
make those
opponent.
tokens, as you often do in
And
Command,
then
as a popular
creatures
commander.
get +1
Or
until
eventually
end of
can just become
turn.
a creature itself and smash your opponent in. Notably, can go even in your Kefka commander deck. The main set
Yep.
is one is blue, black, red. So
I don't even,
fits
dude.
fits in nicely.
My whole
Make that
brain is a
chaos
blur with
happen.
Lorwyn.
Absolutely
I
gorgeous,
just remember
gorgeous artwork
playing
here.
Ravnica at like
Let's move right on
the Game
to our
XP
next card
place.
here. And this is, I think, my
Darkness,
personal favorite
Dark
on
Ritual.
the sheet. I have so many. I love so many of
They
them.
reprinted
But first of
Dark
all,
Ritual?
It's a Final Fantasy IX piece, so of course I'm biased. That's my favorite game. But just
Hold
the
on, hold on.
simple add black.
Hold on,
black,
hold
black.
on.
The
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, such a big. So they okay. It's diabolical wait, which card is like almost a non-reprintable? It's one of the tutors, right? It's demonic tutor or diabolical tutor. I think it's demonic tutor, right? I'm confusing Dark Ritual with demonic tutor. Demonic. Okay. So demonic. If they would have reprinted demonic tutor in this would have been crazy. But they've reprinted Dark Ritual a bunch of times, right? I'm not crazy, am I?
piece shines. It is just an absolute stunning piece of artwork from Amano. I love this card.
Yeah, not much else to say about this one. We talked about card choices early on in the process. I think this is one of the art.
Yeah, every
choices
few
we picked
years.
early on, like it fits on the card so nicely. Everything's framed well. Like you got the action up top and bottom. I just think it was a perfect fit.
This was the one. This is one of the first ones we mocked up, and when
Yeah.
I saw it, I was like,
It's been a while
ooh,
since they
jaw
printed
drop.
Dark
Like,
Ritual.
I was like, this is
And then like
unbelievable.
demonic,
I must
right?
own
Was
this
the last one.
card.
Was Kamigawa, and it was only the Japanese
I hope I will.
print
I hope
one,
I will
right?
be able to go and own this card. Got to go open some collector boosters to find some foils of this for me, perhaps. All right, and let's move right along to our next
The
card here.
Falsi.
Carpet of Flowers from Final Fantasy 13.
Falsi Paradise.
Yeah, I've really grown to appreciate this card as a mana fixer in Commander lately because it does add any one color. So 1 green, you're off to the races, kind of like a Birds of Paradise turn 1 play. So powerful card here.
I mean, add
on
X
this
mana
Final
of any
Fantasy
kind where
13
X
card.
is the number of
Yeah,
islands.
and your opponents probably have some islands. Probably an island hanging out there somewhere, right? A couple islands.
Surely. Sometimes it only makes 1 or 2, and I'm begging my opponents to play their islands from their hands. But yeah, it always hits at least 1.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
You gotta get those islands out. Just play those out. If they don't, well, discard it to some other card. You
Right.
have, it'll be fine. But yeah, a great reprint.
Seems like a
Instant play
real
if it's originally showed up
weird
in
card.
Blaze of Block.
Kind of feels like a
Missing a turn
kind of like
play
a
versus, Legacy.
womp
And, yeah,
for Final
Commander,
Fantasy
nice card
13.
here. All right, we've got still a few cards left. Speaking of Commander, let's go on to a ramp spell that you see all over the place.
Oh,
Newfound
Farseek.
Adventure, aka Farseek.
Yeah, I think this is one of my favorite arts in the bonus.
So,
sheet.
Newfound
I'm gonna say
Adventure
I love
is
all
the-
these arts, really.
The
But Farseek, just classic staple.
In
Doesn't fit into the
Walker
Final Fantasy 14 Commander deck. It's got
post
green,
content.
But I think you'll want the effect in all of your Final Fantasy decks. It's just ramp on turn 2, good solid card.
Yeah, go find a land.
Before
If
you
you're
go
playing
to,
Commander,
what's it
You
called?
have a typed land in your deck, you can go find a dual land,
before you
like
go
a
on
Dry
to
land,
Dawn
all
Trail.
that good stuff. So
It's the-
Farseek
it's
is
the
a
post
real banger and a great one to have.
in
here. Go
Walker,
out on
end
your
of the world
adventure,
content.
You're gonna go
Yeah.
far.
Which was
Really
okay.
good
It was
for this
okay.
card.
Now let's go into a card that originally showed up in Commander Legends that is back here for Final Fantasy 15.
Amar's
This is
Will.
Akroma's Will as
Akroma.
Blessing of the Oracle.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 15 is a fun one. It's a very epic adventure.
Choose one. If you're controlling commander
like the
as you
relationship
cast a
with,
spell, you may
main
choose
character
both instead.
and,
Creatures
the
you control
Oracle
gain
there,
flying
and so,
vigilance and
capturing
double
that
strike
on
until
this
end of
card.
turn.
Very powerful.
Creatures you
game
control.
ending
My
card if you
God,
remember.
that
If
is
your opponent casts
crazy.
this, they're probably gonna win if you don't stop them.
And also, once again,
Jeez,
these are
that's
all
so
available in limited,
cheap.
right? So these are legal. The cards on the bonus sheet are legal.
Oh, until the end of
wherever
turn.
cards
Sorry,
are
I
otherwise
thought it was
legal. So,
ongoing.
that, of course, is
But it's
Commander for most of
instant.
them, but also limited, where you can draft this card. And even though you will not control Commander in limited, either side is still quite powerful in the right
Yeah, it's an
moment.
instant,
So
yeah.
don't let that Commander word fool you if
Right.
this shows up in your
Yeah,
in your
it, yeah,
draft,
it would be a game ender.
so cool at the pre-release. It can be a total game ender right here.
Yeah, if you're in white, you should probably play it.
Now, we've been talking a lot about cards that are in Commander, but here's one that you cannot play in Commander because it is too strong, but perhaps your modern deck is interested in this. We, of course, knew we had to get in Titan as
Wait.
Titan, right? This is so perfect.
Primeval Titan.
Astral Titan. 6 mana, 6/6, goes and
As
finds
used
some
in the game
lands.
ender. Okay.
Been a powerhouse ever since it has been printed. Daniel, what
Yeah,
do we
not
got?
much else to add there. Like if you think Titan
This creature
triggers,
enters
you probably
or
think
attacks, you
Prime
may search your
Titan
library for
or
2
any of the
land
other
cards.
Titans in that cycle.
Wow.
And so I think this was a
So
great
this
for
card you
finding
can't
those
play?
lands and just being a big green monster as Titan.
Yeah, this is another one that, like, some of these cards, we spent a lot of time going.
It's
through
a
artwork,
ban
trying to figure
card.
out what
Why
card
would
to
you
line
print a
up and so on and
ban
so forth.
card?
And someone just like immediately was like, Perennial Titan as Titan? All right, good. We all understand this is the assignment. Let's find the best Titan
Yep.
art piece we can.
That's kind
And,
of
oh man, so happy we got to put this in here.
interesting.
And, man, if you were drafting a landfall deck in
Ooh.
limited, it's great.
Ooh.
If you're building your modern Amulet Titan deck, this is great. Put it in your cube. Just, man, a great piece
So
here.
strong with chocobos.
And we've got one more for you, and Daniel kind of hinted at this earlier.
Oh,
Benedicta as a Shy,
so it
another
is-
partner from Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, I love that. we
Damn,
got
that
origins down
sucks.
here.
I was
This
hoping it'd be
was
Jill.
So Final Fantasy 16 released.
I was really
during
hoping it'd be
development of
Jill.
the set, so all 4 of us were in a group chat talking about that, playing the game right away.
Man.
And we kept being like, "Oh, we got to get this in. We got to get this in." And Gavin in the main.
So I
setting
gotta-
accommodated a
so
lot
if I
of
want
our-
Jill-
our
so if I
requests
run
there.
Clive,
but I'm glad we also got these 4 summons
I
on
can
the
get
bonus sheet.
Benedicta.
And they all had partners, so they work together well.
So
this is Ishai,
Benedicta.
so you can pair it with any of the other 3.
So
Very
it'd be
cool. That
Clive
is
and
all the new cards we
Benedicta
have for you
as my
today. But don't go
partners?
anywhere. We're gonna do a bit of Q and A right here. You can ask us your burning questions about the bonus sheet or maybe anything else involving Final Fantasy that we can help you out with. It always helps if you tag us in your questions at. We're gonna do a bit of Q and A.
Man,
right here.
I
You can-
feel-
Together well.
Oh, that sucks. I really was hoping to be Jill. Maybe they still might. Maybe they might. Because Torgal is the promo card. Joshua is the what's it called card? Joshua is the regional qualifier card. No, sorry. Command Zone card. Or not Command Zone. Command Fest card. I wonder if Jill could be in something. Or am I just going to have to suck it up and just make her my partner, even though canonically it makes no sense. It makes no sense for her and Clive to be partners. Although, we go back, I could make Barnabras. Oh, but then I would be double dipping on white though. White red versus her what was it? White blue. Oh yeah, the bird deck. She'd be awesome in the bird deck. So I guess well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think there's a lot of green cards in the Final Fantasy 15 deck. But still, so
Dragon
much.
Speaker, so you can
So
play
much.
with any of the other three.
But she's
Very
hot.
cool. Well, that is all.
She's hot. I will say she's fucking hot. She's too goddamn hot in that game. Although she has a pretty sad ending, unfortunately. And it's really kind of early on, like, how sad her ending is.
All the new cards we have for you today, but don't go anywhere. We're gonna do a bit of Q&A right here. You can ask us your burning questions about the bonus sheet or maybe anything else involving Final Fantasy that we can help.
I was really hoping it'd be
It
Joe.
always helps if you tag us in your questions at Magic, so do that in the chat. But before we get to those questions, I'm just going to recap because I saw a bunch of questions during the chat. I kept trying to say it, but I'll just come back to what I said at the top here for anyone joining us late. These cards show up, the Through the Ages bonus sheet cards show up in both play and collector boosters. They show up in play boosters about 1 in every 3 packs or so, so you'll be seeing plenty of them in limited. And in collector boosters, there is a dedicated slot for them, and that dedicated slot is of foil half the time. So they're non-foil only in play boosters,
Dark
foils
Ritual.
and non-foils in collector boosters, with the foils showing up about half the time. They are not standard legal. They are legal wherever the cards are legal. Well, they're not standard legal unless the card is already standard legal, I should say. They're legal wherever the cards are already legal, and you can once again play with them in limited, which really, especially for the uncommons, let's choose some cards that are really fun in limited, like the Vanadil Adventures as Laboratory Maniac. I look forward to winning with that. And then finally, for the rarity breakdown for all you number crunchers out there, there are 17 uncommons, 32 rares, and 15 mythic rares. So let's see, some questions rolling on in. Let's see what we have right here. While I look through the questions, Daniel, anything else you want to add about the bonus sheet and the process there?
Yeah, like it was just such a cool interaction. So like all 4 of us, me, Zakil, Gavin, Dylan, all worked together on the set, for 4 years.
Forgot his own coworker, man.
The bonus sheet was the culmination of that. Like, me and Gavin worked together to make sure we hit certain legendary characters at the right rate. Me and Dylan worked together, obviously, on all the concepts for those commander decks. The bonus sheet was something that all 4 of us got to work together on, and we were just constantly in an Excel sheet, et cetera, saying, oh, what about this art? What about this card? Et cetera. So I really enjoyed working on this together.
All right, let's go to some of the questions here from chat. I'm going to start with a couple that I'm seeing just a bunch of times pop up here. We've gotten this question, I think, basically on every stream and every that we've done since we started talking about Final Fantasy. Is there anything from Final Fantasy Tactics or the other non-mainline games in this set?
No.
Daniel?
Yes.
No. For this release, we're focusing.
Lies and slander, because the starter kits for Final Fantasy, for the Final Fantasy starter kit is Final Fantasy VII remake cards. Get fucked. Lies and slander, lies and fucking slander.
On the core games of Final Fantasy 1 through 16, so the numbered games there.
Yeah, and why do we choose to stick to those 16 games? What was kind of our rationale there?
Stick to 16 games.
Yeah, to only 16 games. There's so much content. Yeah,
They
all look good.
The answer there is there's so much.
But they're
content
lying.
already
They're
that
lying
we
to you.
had
Don't
give
fucking
ourselves some
believe their
restrictions to
lies.
stay within those bounds. So
The
I like to
starter
say that,
kit
Gavin
for
could
the
go
Final Fantasy
wide
is
and
all
cover,
Final
like,
Fantasy
the
VII remake
tiers
cards.
of, like, top tier characters you'd imagine.
No,
them
it
in
does
some
not
tier
fall
2,
into the
tier
main
3.
line. It
So
is
Gavin's saying
literally
that, like,
a
kind of top tier
continuation
moment
of
with
Final
those moves
Fantasy
that could
VII.
cover so many games.
That's why
Whereas
it's
the
called
full
Final
commander decks I
Fantasy
led
Remake.
Got to go deep into those tiers 2 and 3, and we got to cover more.
Do I have to
you
pull
know,
out the
intimate
lore
or,
video? The
niche
6-hour
moments
lore
within the
video.
games and
I will
characters
bring
of
out the
Final
6-hour
Fantasy
lore
6, 7,
video.
10, and 14.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, there's so much content there with 16 games.
Yeah.
There's
Because
just so much to
Sephiroth is
cover that,
cheating.
we're already
Oh, there.
having to leave some number of characters on the cutting room floor.
All right, you did it, chat. Sephiroth is cheating. He didn't like the ending in the OG Final Fantasy VII, so he's using the time. He's using the live stream to go back to change events. That's why the plot ghosts are existing. That's why there's the black ones and the white ones, because the white ones are actually trying to save and preserve the live stream, while the black ones, which are the representation of the fan base, which is us, who want to continue to keep Final Fantasy the same rather than changing it. That's why the plot ghosts are there, and that's why they do all the things that they do, because of the representation of our wills as fans, and it's a continuation. And Eric's in the know because she actually knows what's going on, which is why she's kind of trying to play dumb, but really she knows what the hell's going on, because it's kind of like a double loop thing where you see her face at the end of Final Fantasy VII because she is constantly in the live stream, constantly living throughout all this time and space, which is why all the stupid lanes opened up, which is actually kind of a falsehood. It's not actually true. All the different dogs that you see on the potato chips and all the golden paths where Zack is zipping through, all of them are not actually alternate timelines. They're different events that occurred simultaneously in the live stream, because at different points these events could have happened there. It's a continuation, not mainline. Not a continuation, it's mainline.
That we wanted to just stick to those 16 games and really try
They're lying to you
and do them at the most justice we possibly could.
by technicality.
And get in as much as we possibly could between the commander decks and the main set and starter kit and everything else, doing the most that we could. Dabra SB in chat asks, will there be a payoff for towns? I will just go ahead and say, as the main set design lead, yes, there are some cool cards for towns. You haven't seen all of them yet, and the blue-green draft archetype in Limited is towns.
Yep.
Of course, you often end up playing more colors than just blue and green. You can splash in some of the other colors to have all your towns and get some pretty cool rewards, which is really nice. Here's a fun one, Daniel.
Okay.
Which game did you have the most fun researching for this project?
Probably Final Fantasy XIV. I alluded to it earlier, but I had never played Final Fantasy XIV when I was given this project to lead, and I knew it was one of the commander decks, so me and Corey Bowen, best friend here at work, sat down and played 200 hours of that within 1 month. It was what we did every night after work, every weekend, etc. I told my fiance, I'm like, I promise this is work research. But that was
Work
a lot of fun
research.
just to have literal no idea of that story and then get to meet that community, that storyline, all those characters. And then obviously I got to refresh on the other three and then the rest of the main set as well.
Very good. Yeah, I remember you in your 14. Like every day you'd be coming in like, I played a bunch of hours of 14 last night. I remember that era. There's a question about, will these bonus sheet cards show up on Magic the Gathering Arena? And the answer is yes, they will be on Arena. They are part of the draft experience. So,
Which, by the way, if you don't know, currently right now they're on Magic Arena. The best lands that they've ever printed are currently on sale. It sucks. It's the Kamigawa lands, the Kamigawa Neon Dynasty lands. Really upset by that they they reprinted them, but you had to like buy the base game in order to get them. It was lame.
you will be able to find them on Magic the Gathering Arena for sure and collect those there. Let's see here. I believe, yes, there's a question about partners on Arena. I believe, yes, partner will be operational on Arena. I don't have that for 100% sure because I don't work on Arena, but I'm pretty sure that is indeed the case. Let's see here.
Partner works on Arena for Commander or for Brawl?
There's some questions about what the legality for Brawl and Historic and so on will be. I don't work on the Arena side, so I don't have the answers to what that team is doing there, but I'm sure they'll have announcements out to you in the days to come.
I mean, you guys are promoting it. You guys
let's
should have
see
some
here.
idea.
More questions about Final Fantasy tactics. How many, Daniel, just to recap, how many cards from each game are on this bonus sheet?
There are 4 cards from each game, so that's 16 times 4. I believe that's 64 if my math is right. And you'll see a collection of characters, moments, etc. on those.
How many? There's a question here in chat about planeswalkers. What are our rules? And I think I saw a couple notes about this. What are our rules around planeswalkers and universes beyond, Dan? Because people are asking, are there going to be planeswalkers in this set? What's the deal there? Do you want to kind of recap what our philosophy around planeswalkers is?
Yeah, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe we've stopped doing planeswalkers in universes beyond. They just don't overlap as well, and the planeswalkers are kind of tricky to design and get right as well. And we just can capture like the legends, etc., as characters more often as creatures.
Yeah. We don't do planeswalkers in universes beyond. We've talked about it a few times. Like Gilgamesh was maybe the character that came the closest here, but ultimately planeswalkers are for mainline Magic is kind
Gilgamesh,
of the separation
that would
we
be
decided to
true.
make. And universes
Because
beyond
he pops
is
in
not the place for planeswalkers. There are no.
The big spoiler of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is that Gilgamesh is plane hopping from different planes. So that's like kind of a hint that Final Fantasy VII is connected to other Final Fantasies. But I mean, there's a direct connection with Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy VII because the Shinra ancestors landed on the planet, and they actually show a picture of an Albati or Albasset or whatever. The people of Final Fantasy X, they built a rocket and they landed on Gaia. It's weird.
The planeswalkers here, they're legendary creatures,
Yes.
so we'll make it happen.
I forgot about Gilgamesh.
Yes, Gilgamesh. We did talk about that a little bit, as that is the one option here. Let's see here. Lots of people asking about characters. Here's what I'll say. I'll just give you a general thing about characters. There's still plenty of the set left to be shown off, so there'll be many chances to see more characters. Plenty of characters that are not yet shown. We could not get literally everybody into this set, right? There are more characters across all Final Fantasy games than there are cards in this set, so it was not possible to get every single person into this set. But our hope is that every game has enough characters in there that you're like you can find stuff that you're excited about. So if your favorite character did not get a card, well, I apologize, but hopefully we got a lot of cool things in there that you are excited about, and that you're like, wow, I can't believe this character got a card. Do you want to talk again about kind of Dylan's tiering system of how he did it on the creative side to pick what moments got into the set?
Yeah, so we sat down and from every game literally took all of the characters, the moments, etc., and tiered them. So tier 1 is those things that, we have to do this. This is one of the first things you think of with that game. Tier 2 goes a little more niche than that. It's like everybody remembers it, but it might not be one of those top tier moments. And tier 3 is like, hey, only if you recently played this game or if this is one of your favorite games, you're going to remember that moment or you deep dive the game. So that's kind of how we broke down across the whole entire set. So, I mentioned earlier, Gavin mostly stayed in that top tier, going to tier 2 moments, and then maybe some meme moments from tier 3, but maybe that's a tier 2 type question. Whereas the commander decks did all of the tiers. Like I got to reference, I like to say Hildebrand Manderville in Final Fantasy XIV. You could play the entire game of Final Fantasy XIV and not interact with that side storyline, but it is such a memorable experience and character for the Final Fantasy XIV fans that I wanted to get that in the deck. And it's things like that. Like that's why we did so much research and put so much time into these games and passion. Obviously, you mentioned like this is 30 years in the making because we played these growing up, etc. Right. We wanted to give that genuine experience.
Right. In some ways, this set took several years to make from the design perspective. In other
several
senses,
years.
We've been working on the set for 30 years, right? As we've been playing all these games. Here's a fun one from I the Vengeful. Who will be the first commander we want to build from the main set? Who are you excited to build from the main set?
Oh, the
Dan?
main set.
I'll let you answer one of your commander decks, though, if you want to, of course.
I'll think on the main set as well. I definitely want to build Tidus from Final Fantasy X. I probably want to keep that as mostly the pre-con, but I want to add some cards to the main set. You printed some cool Final Fantasy X cards to get in there. Who do I want to build from the main set? Oh, do I want to build Chocobo deck? I don't know. What about you?
Well, I am a big bird guy. I've been the bird champion throughout all of the set's development. I built a cool bird standard deck that I really loved and enjoyed playing in our internal Future League. And as such, I am very excited about Choco, who is a Bant bird commander. And that is exactly the kind of card I want to build. So put all
Birds
the
are going to
birds
be
together, get Birds
really
of Paradise in there,
fucking powerful.
Make it all happen. So that is
They made a lot of.
I'm going to cheat and say another commander.
That's
Sorry,
probably the through line of all the Final Fantasy cards.
Final Fantasy 14.
Is
but I have a Tushar
bird
deck
cards
that's
are
all
fucking
about,
powerful.
A mono black deck with instant and sorcery, or just instants. And Fandaniel kind of like goes right into that deck. I might even build around him.
The bird cards are probably
Some people asking how
the
many
best cards
of
in the
each
game.
character are kind of in the set, and I'll talk a bit about the philosophy
because
around
Chocobos are
this.
epic.
So there's so much to cover across all of Final Fantasy that in the main set, so in the main set play boosters, no character appears more than one time, right? So in the main set there is only one Cloud, there's only one Sephiroth, there's only one Kefka, so on and so forth. Now, you can have additional versions, say on the bonus sheet, which does appear in play boosters, but is not legal in standard or anything like that. You can have additional versions in Commander. You can have additional versions in the starter kit, and so on. But the main set only has one version of every character. So just because there's so much to cover, we didn't end up doing like an uncommon version of a character and a rare version of the character, both in the main set. Just one apiece. So there's once again so much to try and hit. We wanted to fit in as much as we possibly could.
Yep. And I did the same thing in Commander. I didn't make 2 new versions of the same character, although like in Final Fantasy VII deck, you'll get a new Barrett plus the uncommon Barrett from the main set because he works with the equipment in that deck. And then that goes to the tier moments and how we work together where, Cloud's obviously tier 1. There's going to be multiple Clouds. So me and Gavin didn't have to work so coordinated on that. But then characters like Lulu and Waka from Final Fantasy X, we made sure that if Gavin didn't have them in the main set, they for sure got cards in the Commander deck and vice versa on some other cards.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's I heard a question here about can we make the set bigger to accommodate to try and fit in all the characters you wanted. I'll let you know the set is already huge. It is a gigantic Magic set. I already went to Zakil and asked for more cards than a normal Magic set on this one, so it is large. It is a.
He said yes.
Yeah, he said yes. So we got lots of cards in here. So while I said we cannot get everybody, the set is already gigantic. I do see a lot of questions I just want to address. I see a lot of questions in the chat about product availability and details on reprints. If Blake were here, he might have the answer for you on that today, but I work on the design side, Dan works on the design side too, so I don't have any information about that. But I will say that as a set that's legal in all formats, we will continue to print Final Fantasy. And so, there'll be plenty of it.
But is it going to be
there.
saturated
I know
or
you want to get your
rare?
hands on Final Fantasy, so we want to make sure that you're able to do that. I don't have specifics on, and I can't address that as well as Blake can, but I want you to all get the cards so you can play with them. That's really important.
Absolutely.
Let's see here. Yeah, lots of people talking about. Someone says we need dinosaurs in Final Fantasy. I'll just go ahead and tell you, there's at least one dinosaur in the main set. So stay tuned for what that dinosaur could be.
It has to be
how
in
much of the
10.
set is still unseen. Previews still have quite a ways to go. Previews run through this week, and also there are still previews going on next week as well. So as you've kind of seen, it's a slow trickling of previews out. You get like a little bit every day. So stay tuned for lots more cards throughout this week and next week.
Yeah.
as
If you were
Okay.
keeping up along today, I think there's still a few bonus sheet cards left out there. I don't think we filled in all those gaps. All the Commander decks were revealed last week, so you can go see those full deck list and all the new cards there.
Yeah. Speaking of the Commander decks, Daniel, do you have a favorite card in the Commander decks that you designed? Do you have a card that you're like, I just love how this one turned out?
I bet you can guess what game it's from. Final Fantasy X, I knew I wanted to make a new card for Yuna's decision. Now the card's out, so I can actually talk all about it. But that is the pivotal moment in the story where she realizes that she has to make a choice as she continues the pilgrimage, as she learns what it is. So on that card, you have to make a choice of either continue the pilgrimage and suffer the consequences there, or find another way, which is you can
Find
save
another
the two
way.
party members of her guardian and herself. So
Final
I really
Fantasy VI and the
like
T-Rex,
designing
maybe
that.
the
Along with a lot of
dragons.
the other, just new cards like capturing those moments, and honestly, the reprints were really fun to.
I think we're like
in the decks
an
that it was
iconic dinosaur.
memorable moments.
There is an aptly named person in the chat here,
Yeah.
Chocomog333, who's asking a question about why use job select as a new mechanic over the class enchantments that have shown up previously. I can speak to that a little bit as the designer. We did talk about class enchantments. Of course, it was a natural place to go for the job system of Final Fantasy.
The
But
job
ultimately,
system.
especially in Final Fantasy XIV, the job system that the weapon confers to you, that you're holding in your hands, and you can move around between your creatures. Right? There's these iconic things that they can have around. There's all these heroes and all these characters you meet that have them. Right? In Final Fantasy I, you get to even name them and decide what they do. So. We wanted to try out the equipment angle, which also happens to hook into the set themes. We were able to build in some stuff in some really cool ways here, where stuff that cares about non-creatures also triggers off you casting your equipment, for example. There's an artifacts archetype, so having the equipment around is nice. There's an archetype that lets you sacrifice artifacts and creatures, so having those job select equipment around do double duty. So it's a great fit structurally for the set, and also lets you kind of move stuff around. I'll tell a pretty fun story about the job select equipment. So we got to go to Japan and actually show the cards off to Square and play with them. And on one trip, I built a bunch of decks and I brought them over. And if you ever want to be terrified, by the way, flying to Japan, I recommend hand carrying several top secret Final Fantasy decks in your carry-on on a suitcase to Japan, and hoping they'll make that they're all right, which they all did, fortunately. But we went in and we played with them. And Square was a great partner. They had a ton of awesome feedback for us. And we brought the set in, and we played, and they loved it, right? They really loved what we were working on. But one piece of feedback they gave is job select is good, but it doesn't quite feel all the way there. It feels like there's still maybe a little bit more to do here. And me and Dylan and Zakil went back to the hotel that night, and we're like, all right, we got to talk about job select. How can we do it? We called ourselves the Midnight Team, Team Midnight Otani, based after the hotel we were at. And we came up with the idea right then and there of what if the job select equipment also conferred the creature type of the class, right? So, for example, the Black Mage's Rod makes it a wizard. The White Mage's Staff makes it a cleric. It's just a little bit of flavor, but it really goes a long way towards showing if you are holding this item, you are that kind of creature. And I think that little touch is a really nice element from the set. And then I went back and actually built a handful of cards into the set that make you care about creature types. So you saw in Gilgamesh, for example, it cares about attaching to a samurai. There's which I know, of course, you're a fan of as a Kamigawa fan. But there's a handful of call-outs there. There's some cards that care about wizards, which, of course, there's also the Black Mage's tokens for. So there's some small stuff there that you can work with.
Yeah, and it worked really well flavorfully. Like Final Fantasy XIV, that is what happens. You equip the equipment, you become that class. And it also tied into other themes, like the Commander decks got to do. Final Fantasy VII doesn't have any job select in it, but you can put your equipment from the main set into that deck, and it flows very well. Same for 14 with the non-creature matters theme. We even have Barrett in the.
It already has a realm already.
But for Rebels.
They actually have
Another
those
fun
cards.
question.
Well, they already have
Some
in the
general
Commander set. They have a
Final
realm
Fantasy main set
Strago. They're
design questions. We're gonna
combined.
work that segment of the show here. Stormbreath Dragon, great card, asks, was there any consideration to using level up as a mechanic? And the answer is, of course. We looked at a level up as a mechanic. Makes a lot of sense for Final Fantasy. But level up has a number of challenges. One is that the frame, which I know you're quite familiar with, does not leave a lot of room for much else, which means that to communicate what these characters are trying to do, there's just not a lot of room left. And getting your awesome, cool build-around legend as one small ability that upgrades is not really what we wanted to do. It's a lot of complexity for a mechanic as well, a lot of tracking. So a level up is cool. Like the word is really cool. Yep. We've tried it in a number of places now. We tried about it. We talked about it in our Dungeons and Dragons sets. We've talked about it in some of our other properties we've talked about, like maybe I think the Fallout Commander decks. We even talked about it a little bit. And then here in Final Fantasy we talked about it too. It hasn't quite made it back yet, but maybe someday.
It comes up a lot, multiple times a year.
yeah. Level up is always thinking like, oh, the name is so good, right? The name Level Up is so good. But we ultimately did not do it here. Did you consider any cards in the Commander decks with Level Up, Daniel?
I don't think I did this time, mostly because I'm the guy who has to go to the game designers and be like, hey, the frame does this.
The frame does that.
There. It just didn't make a lot of sense with the themes I had in the decks going on.
I'll call out M3Ret0, who just wants to let me know about. Let me perhaps let all of you know too about the Easter egg of there being a town Adventureland in Mystery Booster 2. Which, yes, as a lead designer of Mystery Booster 2, there's some hints at the future in there. So there is indeed a card called Value Town that is a town with adventure. That's a little nod at the upcoming Final Fantasy
We do get to set ourselves up sometimes like that.
It worked out. Mystery Booster is some of the most fun I have because I just get to do all kinds of wacky stuff and hints to the future. And I now look forward to everyone going through and trying to find what other cards in there are hints at the future for Mystery Booster. Let's see. Any other? We'll go to list. I have time for just a couple more questions here.
Okay.
Here's one that's kind of interesting. Why is black getting pings for casting spells? That's normally red jobs in the color pie. So I can speak to that a little bit. So the red-black archetype in this set is kind of this prowessy strategy where you're casting non-creature spells and pinging your opponents using these black mage tokens. This is something kind of new. Now, black can make your opponents lose life. That's nothing new. But normally prowessy kind of decks go to blue-red. But one of the fun things about Magic is letting limited feel different and having different archetypes move around sometimes and things be in a slightly different colors. So I went to the Council of Colors, which is the group that kind of approves
the
all
Council of
color
Colors
and pitched them on the idea of black and red being this kind of prowessy archetype. They talked about it for a little while and it came back with, yes, that is an appropriate thing to do here. They set up some guidelines for what should the differences between black and red, and generally red should get ones that are a little more efficient. But they were on board with giving it a try, and I really love that. It adds a really unique element to this limited environment and a deck you haven't been able to see before. Plus, it's just so flavorful and fun to have your little wall of black mages and cast a spell and be like, boop, ping you for one. Cast a spell, boop, ping you for one. it is a really nice.
Yeah,
really
I
nice
remember those meetings as well because I was building the Final Fantasy 14 deck at the time, which features a lot of black mages. You know, it has Y'shtola at the front. It's got
Y'shtola.
a black mage token in the deck as well. And so I was basically like, whatever main set does, I will follow suit here. That's why Y'shtola does 2 damage instead of life loss there. So yeah, I remember those conversations and just working with the Council of Colors on that.
People asking about all kinds of stuff if it's in the main set. Well, you have to wait and find out on that stuff.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, there's also a Starting Town NPC card in Mystery Booster. Great call out, the Maverick Girl. That is definitely true. Seeded some fun stuff in there. All right. Well, I think we've got only a few minutes left. I think that is going to do it. Oh, someone asked if we've seen the Black Mage token yet. Yes, we showed that off at the debut, so
Yeah.
you can go ahead and see that. And there's a number of cards that make them.
The
I know
Black-
I'm particularly interested in the Adventureland that makes one, Lindblum, which was previewed I think by Star City Games earlier this week, so you can go find that on the internet.
On the
But
internet.
Anyway, that's going to do us for the show today. Thank you so much for coming out and asking all your questions. Daniel and I could sit here and talk about Final Fantasy for
course.
another 6 hours, but at some point we do need to go back to design more Magic cards. So on behalf of Daniel, this is Gavin.
Design
also on
more
behalf of
Magic
Blake, who
cards.
could not be here today, but he's watching from home, and hopefully he thinks we did an okay job. Hopefully we'll be back. Blake will
I
be
thought
back
they
next
did
week.
a pretty
fingers
decent
crossed,
job, actually.
With another show covering none other than Final Fantasy. I hinted a few times today at what the limited archetypes are, but next week Blake will be back with some special guests to talk about what those limited archetypes are and exactly how they play out. Plus, just talk about all kinds of other stuff from Final Fantasy, showing more cards. So you will not want to miss the stream next week, same time, Tuesday morning, at least here on the west coast of the United States of America. But until then, have fun, everybody, playing Final Fantasy. It's been a huge passion project for me, for Daniel, for so many other people in the building. We love this set, and we're glad you're loving it too. Take care, and see you next time.
See ya.
Man, June 13th. What is the countdown? Where are we at countdown wise? See, we got. Dude, it's still like a month away. Why? Why? Why does it feel like it's like around the corner, man? Really? Ugh. Ugh. What the heck, man? Nope. Wait. Because the day after the Switch, you get pre-release. Yeah, so it's like, you get our Switch 2, plus some Mario Kart World, plus my Pro Controller, plus the Amiibos. That's a lot of money, but I've been slowly every week been putting money into that, like $10 there, $20 there. So I think I have all my Amiibos paid off. I think I only need like $200 to pay off the Final Fantasy or the Final Fantasy, the Switch 2. So let's take a look at, because I guess they update the cards, right? They just go to Magic Gathering, learn more. Oh, someone earlier in chat was asking what the serialized card is going to be, and I guess I'll just show you guys right now. It's the Chocobo! Speaking of Chocobo theme. Man, it doesn't even have the words on it. It's just straight up just 3-2 traveling Chocobo. Well, I guess these have the words on it. Honestly, I want the black Chocobo. But I am a weeaboo, that's why. You may look at your top card at any time during the library. You may play land cards and bird spells at the top of your library. If a land or bird you control enters the battlefield because of a trigger ability of a permanent you control, that it triggers for additional time. Oh, that's so good. It's gonna be so good. Too bad it's just mono green though, right? Making that, you can't really make that, like, you could make that your commander card, but this one, probably these two cards are the cards I want the most. The Kefka Mage Court, or Court Mage, and then Terra, the Magical Adept. Probably the two cards I want the most out of all the cards in the sets. Just because they're a mono. They're so cool. But these, man, every card. A few more cards. Let's go filter. Let's just go new cards. Okay, so let's take a look at the new cards. So, okay, so we got Steiner, uncommon, +1/+1 for each equipment you control. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's cool. It's the Ambrosia. It's your mount in Final Fantasy 16. Flash, when Ambrosia Whiteheart enters, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. And it has landfall. Whenever you play land, control enters, get +1/+0 to end turn. Okay, not bad. Dwarven Castle, Guard. When this creature dies, create a 1/1 colorless hero token. La-la-ho! La-la-ho! You're not alone. Oh, Ambrosia has a variant. That's actually a cool variant. Icedawn. Funny. Whenever this creature enters, tap target creature, artifact, or tap target artifact or creature an opponent controls, put a stun counter on it. Okay. Island cycling. Okay. Black. Kefka's Tower, and then Arden. Ooh, Coral Sword. Flash. When this equipment enters, attached to target creature you control, that creature gains first strike in it. That's a freaking hidden dagger. That's straight up just hidden dagger. What the fuck? That's straight up just hidden dagger from Assassin's Creed. Oh, cool. Side quest. Blitzball. Haste magic. Target creature gains +3/+1 and gains haste until end of turn. Exile top card of your library. You may play it until the end of your next step. Ending next step. So you have to play it before the end of your next step. So like if you're going to second main, you have to play it before your second main, right? Is that how it works? Side quest Blitzball. At the beginning of your combat, by the way, I hate Final Fantasy 9. I think it's boring. A friend of mine, he's gonna get all the Final Fantasy 9 and 8 cards. I'm just gonna be like, I don't need these cards. Go away. I don't need these cards. At the beginning of your combat, on your combat turn, target creature gets +2/+0 to end turn. At the end of combat, on your turn, if the player was dealt 6, if a player was dealt 6 damage or more common in the turn, transform this enchantment and then attach it. Wait, transform. Oh, World Champion Celestial. What the fuck? Double Overdrive. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has double strike. Oh god, I hate this song. Fuck the frogs. Okay. That's actually pretty hot. A promise fulfilled. Nice. Okay, Blitz Shot. Target creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample in a turn. Isn't that fucking Overrun? Isn't that just Overrun? Hold on. Creature gains ++3 and gains trample in the end of turn. Yeah, that's fucking. Overrun is just an overrun card. Okay, that's dumb. Creature. Oh, creatures. Okay, target creature. Okay, so it's not overrun. It's a single. Okay, I had to think there for a sec. It's target creature gets +3/+3/+3 and trample until end of turn. Whereas overrun is target creatures or all creatures or just probably just creatures. Let's see, multicolored. Oh, Titus Blitzball Star. Interesting. Whenever an artifact you control enters +1/+1 on Titus, whenever Titus attacks, tap target creature opponent controls. Okay, not the best. I like the artwork, but it sucks that like it's an uncommon. Barnabas. Man. Blum. That's from Final Fantasy 9. Oh, really? I thought they had more. Maybe some of the other cards were already shown, or they haven't been added to the. I mean, this was today, so maybe they haven't added it. I mean, the white Ambrosia, I forget. I wonder who Ambrosia was released by. But they don't have the what's it called? The other partner card. Fucking Limit Break. That's so crazy. Coin. Oh yeah. By the way, I got a very colorful comment on Twitter or YouTube saying, actually, it's a double-headed coin, and it's like, no, bro, they're twins. It's double-headed because they're twins. Idiots. Freaking idiots. Gone. Let's see. Anything else that we haven't seen yet? Summoner Sending. Okay, that's in the commander set. Okay. I don't want to look at the commander. I want to look at... let's see. Go back to filter. Treatment. No. Type. No. Subtype. No. Sets. I want just these two. No commander cards, please. Let's see, anything? Primal Garuta. You're Not Alone. Yeah, I think we reviewed all these last week. Actually, they showed that during the preview this week. So why didn't they added the what's her face? The Garuda chick. And they showed these off. Yeah, just Stay With Me, Endwalker, Dark Confidant, Jace, or Jek. Let's see. Oh, Reno and Rude. That's actually kind of fucked up that they're a combined card, but they usually are partners. So I'm not that upset, but you know, it is what it is. Especially because what's her face? Where is it? Where's her card at? I saw her card. Maybe it's a commander card? Maybe it's a commander card. Where was it at? Oh, I guess it was a commander card, so it doesn't matter. The one chick, she's a by herself. Actually, go back. Oh yeah. Fabled Soldier, One Wing Angel, Sephiroth's intervention. Destroy target creature. Gain 2 life. That's fucked up. That's just a better murder. Primal Anima. That's pretty cool. Pain. You draw a card and you lose a life. Each character sacrifices a creature of their choice and loses 3 lives. Oh man, that's 4/4 menace. That's new. Xenos, my first friend. When Xenos Galvus enters, choose a creature an opponent controls until the end of turn. Creature other than until creatures other than Zalvis and chosen creature -2/-2. When the chosen creature leaves the battlefield, transform. Yeah, the transcendent rival. My first friend. Let's see. The darkness crystal. Good art. Have they not revealed her other half? The Hope? I thought they revealed the Hope card. Maybe she's multicolored? Vincent. Whenever a target creature of an opponent control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Vincent Valentine equal to that creature's power. When Vincent Valentine attacks, you may transform. Jesus. I wonder if you lose those counters, though. God, this art is so sexy. Come, little lamb, to slaughter with you. Let's see. Yeah, these cards definitely had to have gone up. Maybe Live, Infernal Dominance, Laughing Mad. That's kind of cool. Samurai Katana, we knew about that already. Triple Triad, knew about Suplex. Probably the coolest fucking looking card. God, what a great shout out. All the artwork, alternate art. Nibelheim Aflamed. Let's see. Throughout the ages, although he's multicolored. Green. Jazz. Part of the bird deck. He's definitely going to be good for the bird. For the birds. Bird. Bird is the word. Bird. Bird is the word. Bird is the word. Bird. Oh, there she is. Yeah, Vanille. I guess you can have her. Although they can be partners, though. Vanille and Fang cannot be partners. Although they can be in the same cards. Because she also has black. That's a cool art. A Realm Reborn. Oh, I forgot. They're doing every expansion. I just realized that. They did. That's a Realm Reborn. They just showed off Endwalker and Shadowbringers. So we need to have... They're going to have a Stormblood card. A Heaven's Ward card. And... That it, right? Realm Reborn. Heaven's Ward. Stormblood. Shadowbringers. I thought it was 6 games. Am I missing a game? I feel like I'm missing a game. Am I missing a game? I feel so ashamed not knowing my Final Fantasy 14 expansions. A Realm Reborn, Heaven's Ward, Stormblood, Shadowbringers. No, but it is it. So I guess the only 2 cards that they haven't shown yet is Heaven's Ward and Stormblood, because they just showed Shadowbringers and Endwalker, and I doubt Dawntrail is going to be a card. I seriously doubt that Dawntrail is going to be a card because nobody likes that expansion. I don't even like that expansion. And you're lying if you do. If you say you like that expansion, you're lying. You're freaking lying. All right. I just realized that. That was kind of cute. Cute and funny. Damn. Ragnarok. Traveling Chocobo. Shaz. All the Chocobos. Yeah, search for the frozen espers right there. Multicolor. Okay. So let's see. Timeless Artificer. Emperor. Master of Hell. Gladios. Court Mage. Let's see. Hope of Spira. Army 1, Court Mage, yes. The Unsundered. I like that he chose that name, The Unsundered. Oh my god, that is such a cool art. But I think I'm gonna have to go with the original artist art from Isamu. I think that's the one that this is the original artwork he made for Lightning. All the Sids, all the Sids, all the Sids. Let's see. Oh, Planet's Champion? He's in the main set, even though he's the starter kit? Interesting. Planet's Heir. Okay, throughout the ages cards. Partner, Shadowbringer, Barnabas. Oh, I guess they didn't put her in. I guess they were like, oh, we're gonna reveal it. Copy. Colorless hero. I like how all the hero cards are from Final Fantasy 14. That's cool. Hero. Dredja. Buster Sword. No, because yeah, they just revealed these two cards. What the hell, man? I'm so confused. Ishgard, Jador. I love the Jador card. Target opponent mills half their library round down. That's such a fucked up, like, cool land. Yeah, everything looks great. This land enters tapped. Uncommon. Starting town is pretty cool. Xanarkin. Create a 1/1 colorless hero. Put a +1 on it for each land you control. Ooh, so sick. That is so fucking sick. The Xanarkin land. That land's gonna go for a pretty penny. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each land you control. So for green ramp, like you have like 13 land, you put 13 1/1 counters on it, on that one hero, and then because it's the Final Fantasy X deck, and if you could basically move the cards or move the counters. Oh man, it's so sick. Gotta love this. I love the soundtrack. Oh my god, the basic land mountain. That's the freaking not Mount Zuzu, but the where you find Sabin. The waste. I love the waste. Oh, they have alternate art. Oh, Xanarkin's alternate art is sick. Dodor's alternate art is sick. Ishgard's alternate art is sick. Fuck. Return up to 2 target artifacts or enchantment card to regurgitate to your hand. So good. Final Fantasy X, nice. 7, oh, that is a plane. 7 Heaven is a plane. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. And then friggin' Swamp. It's the remains of Midgar Swarmer from Final Fantasy 14 1.0. Balam Garden, the command beacon. All right. Well, yeah. I think that's it as far as all the cards. Damn, 2.5 hours. I know last week we did 3 hours because we went over a lot of the preview stuff because they dropped a bunch of news all at once. But let me see if there's any other news that we might have missed. We went over the Secret Lair stuff. Changes coming to Arena. That's fine. Final Fantasy Mastery details. Oh, this is in the Arena. Let's see. This isn't quite as new. May 14th. Trying to see if there's anything else that we can talk about. Throughout the Ages preview. Wait, is this on YouTube? Oh no, they haven't put it on YouTube yet. That's weird. Secret Lair, where to play Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering from MagicCon. Find your local game store. It sucks that there's a special acrylic spin down for the Final Fantasy 14 or for the Final Fantasy pre-release. So one person's gonna get the acrylic. 1 in 20 pre-release packs contain a special acrylic spin down die. I'm gonna need 4 spin down dies. I actually need 5 spin down dies. Actually, I need 10 spin down. Wait, hold on. Maybe 7, because I'm gonna make the base 4 commanders. I'm gonna need a spin down dice for them, and then I'm gonna need 1 for the Final Fantasy 15 deck, and 1 for the Final Fantasy 13 deck, and 1 for. Okay, so I need 7. Yes, 7. I need 7. I need 7 of them. I wonder if I just go to the pre-release and be like, do you want that spin down counter? Do you want that spin down counter? I'm just gonna ask everybody, do you want your spin down counter? Do you want your spin down counter? Can I have it? Because I'm gonna be a maniac. A maniac. Okay. Pro Tour promo qualifier. Ba-da-bum-bum. What song is this? Midgar Blues de Amor. Oh, it's a special version. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing else. That sucks. Okay. I think that's going to be it for me tonight. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Appreciate it. I'm gonna try to stream something tomorrow. I do have an event in the evening, but it's not late evening. I'm so excited for this set. Every week, more cards, more news. People are flexing in chat how much they've already spent on this pre-order. I'm hoping, I'm crossing my fingers every day that I get a return. I'm hoping that I get like some sort of, because I emailed Wizard of the Coast for like some sort of like, I want to do like a giveaway, or I want to do something that I want to give out to my community. If you guys could hook me up with some stuff, like maybe some arena codes, or maybe I could give away some Commander, box sets. Because I'm already gonna have collector booster box sets for myself. So we'll see what I can pull out of my ass from them. See if they can help me out. I even contacted Square Enix to see if they could hook me up. Maybe they could give me some codes for some game giveaway. Some game giveaway. Oh, man. Some game giveaways. Ugh. Anyways, yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much, everybody on YouTube. You guys are amazing. You guys just come out, hang out. I love you guys. Maybe it's because you guys are all just looking for Magic content. And most of the Magic content on Twitch is just basically Twitch Arena. But if you're watching later on YouTube, thank you so much. Leave a comment about if you think there's going to be more partners for Final Fantasy 16. I think there's going to be more cards for special promos. So eventually I'll get my Jill partner card, so I can have Clive and Jill as my partner, which is what I want. I want Clive and Jill as partners, but for now, I'm probably just going to have to go with What's-Her-Face and Clive, even though it makes no freaking sense having her as, Benedicta. I have no idea why I would put her in my deck, except for the fact that, like, she's blue-white, and she has partner. So that just opens up the realm of having more cards in my commander deck, multicolored, but still sucks that Jill was not the partner card. Makes me a little sad, actually. But anyways, leave a comment on that nonsense. What you think the next partner, because every card for Final Fantasy 16 has been a partner card. Torgal is a partner card. Joshua is a partner card. Clive is a partner card. Hugo is a partner card. Fucking the Odin and Garuda are partner cards. So why not make Sid a partner card and Jill a partner card and the Bahamut Dominus a partner card? The Cactus Jack card? What do you mean Cactus Jack? You mean the Cactuar cards? Either way, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my socials, join the Discord for more Final Fantasy / Final Magic. We're posting stuff on Magic there all the time. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you guys so much. Take care. Have a good one. And like always, be good to one another. And peace. Forever.